Live. All right, we're live. Yes, we are live. All right, Stu. The Stu Little Christmas special boxing show is on, people. So enjoy the show.
Yeah, what's happening, peeps? Merry Christmas to you all. If we don't speak to you before then, I mean, it was good night of boxing last night. I just want to get this YouTube chat up quickly. I need to see what these savages are saying. We haven't got BDA tonight, so it's we haven't got BDA tonight. Butcho's in and out because he's helping his girlfriend marinate a turkey, and I think she's having problems by the sounds of it. So Butcho, the chef, will be doing that tonight, and so you're left with me, I'm afraid, guys. So it's just the way it is. Wait, we'll wait for it to build up a little bit. SSB 28 says, "Yo, what's up?" BDA Boxing 123. GB Boxing says BDA. My phone's turned upside down. Would you believe it? The fucking screen's gone upside. I hate using phones. That's why I use it on my computer, but my computer's in the menders. GB Boxing says BDA Xmas stream. What a way to spend my birthday night with the BDA family. Happy birthday to G Boxing. BDA is the place to be when you're celebrating another year of your life. Couldn't think of a better place to celebrate than be the BDA crew. SSB 28 says, "Stu, is your computer fixed?" No, it will be soon. I've got my friend doing it. Sorry, I'm opening the country bar. I've got my friend doing it, and he had to order a part or something. I don't know nothing about stuff. I'm from the calculator generation. When that was technology, a fucking calculator. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but it'll be back in order soon. Like I said, I'm using my phone. I'm never use my phone for anything. I had to even ring them up and get the gigabyte change because I was only using two gig or something like that because I wasn't using my phone for internet. But since I've been doing this, I've had to go up to 10 gig for it to support. So SSB 28 says, "Damn, you're older." No, I'm not that old. Fucking hell, you're going on like I'm Kirk Douglas. I'm fucking 40s, mate. 40s. St. Brit's in the house. What up, Stu? Yeah, it's a good night of boxing last night. Quite enjoyed the Charlo Harrison fight. Stephen Lawler's in the house. What up? What's the topics for tonight then? Well, the topics are it's Christmas special. We'll talk about anything. Obviously, boxing has to be the. I don't want to talk about feminism and and stuff like that, racism. That could be for another show. The second Renaissance show, Renaissance, whatever you want to call it. We'll put it on there. But this is a boxing show tonight. Any topic goes. So I don't know if Butcho's going to be taking calls. I hope so. He needs to send me some panelists my way. Help me with this. Yeah, I see the bar KO, Stu. Yeah, I saw it. Blues Boxing said that. What's your favourite holiday? Well, it's not Christmas because it costs me a fucking fortune, especially when you got. I mean, the kids I've got, and you got, especially my daughter. You can't just take her some fucking cheap stuff. No, she took that in the bin. You know what women are like? They're all fucking materialists. Always want the best of everything. So I can't even buy. I don't even buy her anything because my taste just don't meet her standards. I have to give her money. And I can't say there's 100 quid, babe. Innit? I mean, she's gonna. You better put another two on top. So actually, Daniel DeBarcao. No, I didn't see the Daniel DeBarcao. I didn't actually. I fell asleep. I was watching the fight and I fell asleep. I saw him knock the guy down. I just nodded off. It was such a mismatch. I mean, it was that guy that bring from China. Come on. Time for Dubar to step up, man. He's ready. He's ready. I think he's ready. He's a monster, isn't he? I mean, I was criticising that guy a year because I thought he was sloppy, technical wise, and just a bit robotic like Frank Bruno. But he seems to have improved quite a lot. He reckons after the Bum Bum Johnson fight, he changed a lot of things up in training and became a man overnight sort of thing. That was a good thing, really. He was looking pretty green, and they're talking about Joe Joyce next. And if he'd have gone in there looking like he did against Bum Bum Johnson, he'd get beat by Joyce in bad fashion. Stu, don't waste your time watching the Dubai fight. Frank the con man won. That whole show was a con. Look at that fucking bum Tommy Fury was fighting. Well, fucking Tommy Fury looked like Drago's son in there, didn't he? Never mind John Fury's son. Fucking Drago's son. Useless. Another Polish. What did I say about the Polish? They're punching bags. They send a Polish guy over to fucking take a hiding. So when Jason Bourne's giving me stick, he should know his place. Sorry, I'm hungry, man. So you just have to bear with me. I'm nearly finished this. Right, what we got here? Cholino Sanchez says Stu bum little. That's right, man. I'm a bum. But I bet I still live better than you. That's the thing. A bum that still lives better than you. I can imagine how you live. Go and look at the overhead views of the favelas in Brazil. I bet I'll be close by saying that. I know. It's winter, but you've got sandals on. Actually, I saw you the other day with a fucking... I saw you walking down the street with one shoe on. I went, hey, bro, you've lost a shoe. You went, no, I didn't. I just found one. Say no more. It's gay area, isn't it? Hi, all. Merry Xmas to everybody. Says James Dougherty. SSB 28. Tommy Fury, to me, might end up being another Marcellus Wilder. Oh, ain't that bad. Come on. No one's as bad as Marcellus Wilder. No one's as bad as that guy. That guy would get KO'd by the air conditioning if they put it on strong, you know. He's in there, like I said, saw his brother getting a bit of shine, the cash flowing in, the Lamborghinis on the drive. Thought he'd give it a go, try and, some of these young guys that just fucking worship their big bro, no matter what they are, even if they're killers. Yeah, I want to be like my big bro. He's one of them, isn't he? So, Louis Javan, I think his name is, says too many haters. Smash the like button, says Stephen Lawler. Cholino Sanchez, no eating while doing the show. Not professional. I like your professional Bayer. Sorry, when was the last time you did a video? Yeah, right. I mean, you could count the fucking subs you've got on an amputated hand. Let's get out of here, man. Yeah, that's right, says Louis Yavan. Happy Christmas, Stu. All talk, boxing talk and news. I'm not sure who that is. I know who it is, but it's one of the guys from the panel, isn't it? I'm sure it is. They keep changing their names. I'll get confused. GB Boxing says, let me rephrase. Tommy fighting wasn't embarrassing. The matchmaking and post-fight celebration was embarrassing. And that's cretin Molin Plaggy May screaming like she's just beat the world's best. You know, at the end of the day, the whole card was a fucking farce. Frank Warren's sitting there grinning. Like I said, to Bob Frank. You know, just can't... Everything's just second rate, isn't it? It's just second rate. You know, it's just... There's nothing about Frank Warren's cards that get you going, is there? Getting excited. You know, where do they find that fucking Chinese guy, man? Did they go to that island where Bruce Lee went and Enter the Dragon and just pick the biggest fucking Chinaman they could find or something? Disgraceful, man. Celtic 6-7 says, Stu, thoughts on the announcer last night? Tommy Fury. Oh, that guy, man. He's got no business. Fucking... I wouldn't want him calling out the bingo numbers. Never mind the fucking fighters. Get out of here. Luke Peterson says, Stu, who's the best promoter of all time? All time. Oh, now that's a tough one. You've got to put Bob, Don King in there. Eddie could be up there if he carries on the way he's going. But for me, you've got to say Bob and Don King for me. He's absolutely wank, isn't he? Oh, he's terrible, man. I mean, I could do a better job than that. Give me a mic, and I'll announce Tommy Fury's name better than that. I mean, it's fucking hardly rocket science here, is it? You know, it's not an art you have to master. You just got to call the guy's name out, and he can't even get that fucking right. Dreadful. Just like everything about Frank Warren's cards, dreadful. Absolutely fucking dreadful. BT commentary are boring as fuck. Well, I mean, Barry Jones could fucking talk a glass eye to sleep. Barry Jones could. Dreadful. I mean, I know Sky see a different fight to everyone, but at least I can listen to Frotchy because I think he's trolling while he's commentating some of the things he said. But at least I can listen to him. But Barry Jones. Louis Javon says, yes, Stu, what did you think of your Harrison Charlo fight in depth? Yeah, let's go on to that. I actually thought it was a very good fight. I thought Charlo was wild as fuck, though. He looked like Deontay Wilder in there with the way he was swinging. That's going to cost him in the future. That is going to cost him in the future. But I thought Harrison was doing good stuff. I just think the posing was a bit unnecessary. And then I think they traded left hooks, didn't they? And Harrison's landed first, and he's still the one that got hurt, sort of thing. It just shows that Harrison hasn't got the pop needed to stop these people like Charlo. Because when you're fighting Charlo on his home turf, you're gonna have to. I know he got the decision last time, but he was never going to get the decision this time. Do you think that was going to be allowed to happen? So Harrison had to go in there and win convincingly, but I don't know. He just didn't have the pop to make that convincing stoppage for me. Where he was hitting Charlo with some clean shots and just nothing was happening. But yet when Charlo landed, Harrison was getting hurt and he had dropped twice as well. But Harrison was like outboxing Charlo at times. Charlo's not a very good boxer. He's a fighter. A bit like Crawford, really. Crawford's a bit technically better. Not as wide with his shots. Well, Charlo's shots are wide. Them hooks, man, are wide. So, yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, Tony Harrison, it is what it is with him. Let's not get too hyped about a Harrison win. Because Tony Harrison's never proved to me that he's a guy that's going to go on and defend that belt for years. You know, he got a good decision on the night. So let's just say that. He's lost it in his next fight. So that's where Harrison is, I think. Charlo. Let's see Charlo in the way there's some better guys. You know, it's time for Charlo to step up. Let's read the chat. All boxing talk and news says you're thinking of McGregor, Stu. Yeah, I think I am. And yes, Frank's cards lived up to it last night, telling everyone on commentary that he's the Asia Pacific champ. Oh yeah, that's like saying you're the Oceania champ, isn't it? You know, it was a farce. It really was a fucking farce. And it's been all year. You know, the only decent fucking boxing Frank's been putting on, he's been charging us pay-per-view for. I wouldn't mind seeing him take a back seat and see what his son can do. Because he's, you know, you've got all these big hitters now trying to spend loads of money trying to compete with each other. You've got Frank just fucking picking up all the crumbs like some vulture in the background. You know when you know when you watch some safari documentaries and there's a dead carcass on the floor, and when the lions are finished with it, the fucking vultures and all the hyenas follow in and they eat the rest. And that's what Frank's like, and he wait for all the crumbs to drop. I mean, how many times did he drag Kevin Johnson out of his grave? You know, he just needs to take a back seat. Boxes, Barry Jones is better than Sky, but no, but I just find Barry Jones quite boring. It's the boxing he likes. He likes the Rigendale sort of style, and he praises all that stuff. And I'm not saying he's crap. He's not for me. The chat. Sky production values are head and shoulders above BT, but I must say the commentary on both are absolutely shocking. John Watt was the man. John Watt was the man until he went senile. John Watt started seeing fights that nobody else saw, and I think that the anti-British came out of him in a lot of the fights. You know what I mean? He was talking he was talking like Butte was going to absolutely destroy Carl Froch. Just didn't give the UK. He started to get quite bitter. You know, like them bitter Scotchmen that hate English people. He got like one of them. I just thought it was time for him to call it a day. Then he got a bit senile, and then the dimensioner started to kick in, and it became dreadful. But back in the day when he used to do the Nigel Benn and Eubank fights, he was superb. Showtime has the best commentary team, says Barry McCockiner. Yeah, well, I like Mullen actually. Lennox Lewis is abysmal, says Box. There's only J Rock to step up to the only other champion is under zone. That's Andy Lopez says that. Luke Peterson says Jim Watt, he scrambled his brain. He did, Luke. His brain started to scramble and he became a senile old man on there talking absolute nonsense. We saw it with, how can I forget his name? The guy that fucking, the guy that upset Floyd Mayweather that time. Well, I can't remember his fucking name. My brain's gone. But we saw it with him. Senile old jock, says St. Brit. Evening Stu says boxing and blunts. James Doherty, watching boxing live on TV is getting worse. The camera angles are poor. We see more of the flipping ref getting in the front of the boxers. They've tried to make it more like a movie scene with the switched angles and stuff, and zoomed in, and you can't really bring back the old days when there was just a couple of cameras there, and we just do it from a side view and let's see the fight. We don't need to be zoomed in on the hold, and we don't need ref cams in fucking bobbling up and down so you can't see anything. Do you know what I mean? Just go back to the old school where there's two cameras and we can see the fight. And like I said, half the time these refs are twice the size of the fighters. So they're just covering the whole screen when they're in the way. So yeah, I think they need to work on that. I know they tried to bring the 3D boxing out, but it flopped. 3D everything. The 3D football flopped. The boxing. No one wants to sit and watch TV with a pair of fucking glasses on unless you need to. So yeah, I agree with that one. Let's go through the chat. Is Tazaria with Golden Boy? I'm not sure. The crazy thing that the copper box looked packed for Dubar fight in a Chinese noodle cook. The thing is that when that Archie Sharp came in, it emptied quickly. Man. For Frank to put on Archie Sharp as a headliner, and you wonder why there's fucking empty seats there. And everyone, it seemed like when Fury went and Dubar had fucking obviously finished, they just emptied the fucking place out, and it was left with a few Archie Sharp fans. Dreadful card. It really was a piss poor card. Back to black and white boxing. I don't know what the bronze plumber's talking about. I hate that zoomed in cat. It should be done like football. I want to see the full ring, no funny angle. Celtic 67 has got his spot on there. Andre Ward and Cole Froch scorecards are terrible. Yes, they were. Larry Merchant. That's it, Larry Merchant. How can I forget Larry Merchant? Been a long night. My girlfriend fell over last night. Broke her fucking arm like a div she is. And I've been pissing around with her all night and all morning because the way she's going on, it's like she's got fucking 5 breaks, pins and wires in it. But it's just, she's playing on it a little bit. So I've been messing around with her, and I'm a bit tired at the moment, so I just forgot. Let me see. L Dog is in the house, says hello, Stu. Khan, God bless Stu, says the box. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Did you watch the Jagba fight, Stu? He got dropped hard. No, I didn't. I tell you what, I fell asleep. I caught Fury. I caught the first bit of Dubar's, and then the fight. I just fell asleep. I was that tired, just fell asleep. And let's be real, when I saw that Chinese guy walking out, I just thought, what the fuck is this? So, where did they find him? Did they fucking go and see the triads or something and say, give us your biggest guy, here's 10 grand? Veer, man. No wonder I fell asleep. Frank 2 Bob Warren. Piss poor card. What happened to my boy Zabata boss? Yeah, what happened to Zabata? Sharp was on headlining. I switched off after the Triple D. Thought the show was finished. Would have watched Sharp. Yeah, Sharp was on afterwards. He didn't miss anything. I mean, fuck me. It wasn't a great fight. I mean, I couldn't even tell you who won. I fell asleep through the thing. I mean, that explains everything you need to know. I mean, it's real poor, really, that I've come on a show and I fell asleep through half the card. But this is what happens when you put piss poor fucking cards on. Charlo Harrison was a terrific fight. I saw that. It was a terrific fight. So I won't knock that performance. Charlo came out like a man possessed, swinging wide shots, bombs, and Harrison was lucky to get out of the way a few of them because I think if they landed, he'd still be asleep now. Charlo came in there with bad intentions, and Harrison came in there with a bit like the Andy Ruiz attitude for me. I just think he's achieved what he never thought he would, and that's it now. Just take a step back and chill. That's what it seemed like. Harrison just never looked like he fancied it. Well, I thought Charlo might come and stop because he was going in there as an angry man. I mean, he could not control his emotions in the press conference. He was like a little child. He really was. I mean, it was embarrassing watching Charlo behave like that. It was like a sport little kid getting frustrated, getting angry because things are not going his way. But Tony Harrison just didn't. From the start, well, I picked Charlo to win. From the start, I just didn't think Harrison fancied it. That's how it looked to me. And like I said, Charlo came in there with a man possessed, a point to prove. And I believe he's still down on the cards in a lot of people's eyes before he traded the left hook. But the alarming thing is, when they traded left hooks, Harrison landed first, yet still ended up on his arse sort of thing. So that just shows you the power was not there with Harrison, because if that's Triple G landing first or someone like that, you know, a big puncher, then, well, we know the results. So I think that's probably, I think Charlo needs to polish up a few things. He's very wide. He's there to be caught, that's for sure. But just Tony Harrison just didn't have the pop. I mean, as we're getting closer to Christmas, I want you guys to name your top 3 fighters of the year. We'll get the chat involved because, like I said, I don't know if Butcho sent any links, but he's leaving me to carry this show on my own. So, you guys in the chat, I want you to give us your top 3 fighters of the year. We had a big debate last year because I picked Josh Warrington, and a lot of people were upset. They wanted Usyk to be the fighter of the year. So, Box says Josh Taylor, fighter of the year. Great call by the Box. If you think AJ is good, Triple D is head and shoulder is above him, in my opinion. I think Dubar is going to be the one that we need to look at. He's going to be a serious threat to somebody in a year or two. I think the Joe Joyce fight's perfect for him because that'll tell us where he is. I think if he can get through Joe Joyce, then we've got a serious threat on our hands. Canelo says Chelino Sanchez, great call by Gay Area. Miguel Burchell, yeah, he's a good fighter, Burchell. I wouldn't say he's fighter of the year. Stephen Lawler says Canelo, Taylor, Inouye. Then Snipe.Genius, Inouye. Grievous says Inouye must be considered. Triple D, Irons, Joyce out, says C118. C188. Blue Collar Sports TV, what's up, lads? St. Brick, he KOs Joyce. Yeah, I don't know, though. Joyce is like a fucking... He's like a robot when he's fighting, but he's like a robot, like he's like Terminator. You just can't stop the thing. He just keeps fucking coming forward, and even when you put a flamethrower to him, he fucking melts and reforms, sort of thing. He's just hard to hurt, isn't he? I don't know. That's going to be tough for Dubai. I think Joyce could take Dubai to deep waters where that muscle and that stamina could be a problem, and that's when Joyce takes over. Dubai has to get Joyce early, or it's going to be a long night for him. It has to be Canelo, says Blue Collar Sports TV. Tommy Fury says Subhash Kumar. So I hope Subhash is fucking trolling there. What up, lads? Hang on, let me go. Rahowa says top 3 Crawford 1, 2 Charlo, 3 Spence. Wilder is 4th. I suppose Al Sharpton and Lewis Farrakhan are fucking 5 and 6. We know where that list is going, don't we? Yeah, it's true. Canelo, like it or not, cherry picker or not, yeah, Canelo's a fucking terrific fighter. Taylor got a gift against Pro. No, I'm not even reading that. Hrgovic will K Dubois like he did in sparring. Sparring rumours. Let's get that straight. You weren't there with your camera. I said, but you believe Santa Claus was real at one time as well, didn't you? Until your mama told you so. Right. Wilder is fighter of the year, says Travel Kingdoms. I fucking don't know. I've been beating up a pension that makes you fighter of the year, then we are having problems in the sport, aren't we? I mean, it has to be on a spiral downfall if we are giving guys fight of the year for knocking out granddads. And let's be real, Dominic Brazil was dreadful that night, so no, definitely not. Triple D is overrated, says El Dog. Bronze Plumber says Josh Taylor, best feud on BWTV for nostalgia reasons. Sorry, I've got it on small right. It is struggling to. Beterbiev, Triple D, and Fury says all boxing talk and news. Raymundo Rondon Jr. says Crawford v Sean Porter would be fight of the year. Yeah, let's see. Let's get the fight of the year out of the way, and then we'll do fight of the year. I think we're going to do a show about this anyway. We're just having a bit of fun here. You know, there's me on my own, so I need you guys to help me out. L Dog, Hrgovic is better than Dubois. But yeah, I see what you're saying, L Dog, but Hrgovic hasn't really impressed me too much either, to be honest with you. I can see he's a good fighter, but he's not set the world alight. That's for sure. Everyone bow to the next great heavyweight from Eastern Europe. Perfect test for Bud, being that Port always brings the energy. What was your guy? What was your fight of the year this year, guys? Let's put in the chat what your fight of the year was. If I was to choose a fight of the year, what would it be? It's a fucking tough. I'd probably have to go with. I quite liked Louis Denaire, and then there was. I don't know, man. It's a tough one, isn't it? What is your? Hard to say. It is hard to say. Taylor Prograis was the other one. That's the one I was thinking of. I'd have to agree with Box there. For me, it'd be a Nui v Denaire and Taylor versus Prograis. Definitely. There hasn't been a. Although the Charlo fight was good last night, well on that level. Ruiz Joshua, no, only to a fucking pro biased Mexican like you, Bay Area. Would Ruiz Joshua get on any fight of the year? The first one, Joshua was dreadful, and the second one, he was on the back foot. So how's that fight of the year? Any of them? Still, I think there's been a few on the same level. I don't know, man. Well, name them, Louis. You got to name them, bro. You can't just say there's been a few on the same level and then not name one, because I'm trying to think of some. British boxers are overrated, Stu. Stu sounds like a snowflake. Monster, you have no clue about boxing if you think British fighters are overrated. A place the size of Texas basically run the heavyweight division. Look at all the champions. We've got good fighters, mate. Even our fucking journey. Look what happened to that American that came over last night. You know, the one that give Andrade a good fight, half fit. You know, that guy got absolutely destroyed by Liam Williams last night. His face was bust up, knocked out. You know, I mean, terrible, terrible beating he took. And that was a guy that made Andrade, you know, he had a good fight with Andrade. Did well, and he was half fit as well at the time. Yeah, I enjoyed watching Liam Williams bashing up Fox. Great stuff. Yeah, I agree, Grievous. Beat the living shit out of him. Thank you for the show, Stu, says Mark78. Fight of the year was Spence versus Ferrari. Nah, man. That was too one-sided. Ferrari dominated that fight. Spence might not ever fight again. So how can it? You know, that's a one-sided beatdown. Liam Williams is coming on really well. He is. I think if he fought Liam Smith now, he'd do Liam Smith. I tell you what I see in Liam Williams. I see what John Ryder. Very similar, where they thought, fuck all this boxing on the back foot. Let's just do what we do good. Get in the pocket and throw hooks and go to war with these guys. And I think Liam Williams, John Ryder especially, has gone forward with that. And I think it's great. Do you know what I mean? Because they're going and they're sighting to watch and they're fucking beating these guys up. Let's be real, John Ryder gave Callum Smith all he could handle. If John Ryder tried to box Callum Smith on the back foot like he used to, Callum Smith would have had him on the end of them punches all day long and it'd have been a beatdown. So you've got to do what you do best. And yeah, I see that Williams, definitely an old school fight, says Grievous. Who did Josh Kelly and Liam Smith beat? What's he on about? Monster, you're a fucking idiot. I swear to God, I'm gonna time your ass out if you carry on trolling nonsense. Who's talking about Josh Kelly? Oh, Josh Taylor, you idiot. Upset of the year, yeah, upset of the year for me has to be Andy Ruiz. No doubt about that. Jason Bourne. Liam Smith arguably could have beat Munguia, if you ask me. That was close. Crawford v Khan fight of the year. No way. What are you on about? Liam Williams, John Ryder should be world champions. Boxer's got a point there. They could be. I don't know who Liam Williams is going after next, but he's going to be a problem for someone. I think if he gets hold of Andrade, he'll knock Andrade out. I'm telling you that now, he will. I just don't see what everyone else sees in Andrade. I keep thinking, oh, Andrade, world class. He ain't though. And Cool Kai, whatever his name is, the fucking that guy, Cool Kai, fucking had him all over the place, beating the brakes off him. And if that's Liam Smith throwing them shots, he ain't surviving that. Spence v Porter. Someone said Spence Porter fight of the year. It was a good fight. I don't know if Spence Porter was fight of the year. What do you guys reckon? I think I preferred the Nui Donaire, and I definitely preferred the Josh Taylor Proga. I thought that was a brilliant fight. Yeah, Liam Smith, the guy Canelo fought. Yeah, who got beat to the body. That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. He was never going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Oh, fucking hell. What do you want? What, because he can't beat Canelo? Does that make him a bum or something? Look on Ortiz's face like the mummy from the old horror. It actually looked like he had a stroke in the ring. Hawk and Mustang Zabata is a good dude. I'm talking about Zabata being deported. I don't know. I don't know what's happened to Zabata. Maybe Donald Trump got hold of him. Nobody beats Canelo, says Jason Bourne. It's going to take a very good guy. You're going to have to knock Canelo out because you won't win on the cards. And the guy's got a fucking granite chin. What are you going to do with that? You're going to need to put a hammer into your gloves. Performance of the year, Taylor all day. I don't know, man. I don't know if Taylor's performance. I thought Taylor made a lot harder work than he could have done against Regis Prograis. I don't think he was that great. I've seen Taylor a lot better than that. Although obviously Prograis is a handful himself. Yeah, he's still got in there with the red-headed Mex. Anyone, like I said, Canelo's number one pound for pound fighter in the world for me. I have to give what he did to Kovalev. He had to go to number one for me. I keep hearing about everyone else going at the division. He's going from middleweight to light heavyweight is a massive jump in pounds. It's not like going from, say, 126 to 135 sort of thing. You could not a lot of difference in that sort of thing. But when you're going up to light heavyweight from middleweight, 18 fucking, well, no, is it? Yeah, fucking, what's 15 pounds. Yeah, it's 15 pounds. But then the guy, the light heavyweight on the night's probably a cruiserweight walking around. So you're talking a fucking big dude in there. Canelo, man. Pound for pound, number one. Nui is not pound for pound monster. Get out of here. And Butcho, you're going to send some links, man. If you're listening, Butcho, send some links. Come on, man. Get me some people in here. I'm fucking talking to myself here and the chat. Lomachenko's overrated. Nui pound for pound is monster. Nobody beats Canelo. We read that one. Oh, King Butcher has. Get on the fucking. Send McGregor one, Butcher. Send McGregor one for me. Stu is feeling lonely. Nah, mate. There's no loneliness about. I'm a guy that likes to be on my own. That's why all my life, even when I've had girlfriends, I've never moved in with them. I've never moved in with a woman in my life. You think I'm going to be told what I can watch on the telly and sit there in my fucking slippers and dressing gown, waiting to be told when to go to bed? You know, asking for my bank card if I want to go shop. Get out of here, man. And me, I live on my own. I always will. Listen, I'm going to die a lonely old man. I've got a girlfriend now, but I'm going to die a lonely old man because they'll be told when my heart gives way. So there'll be no one. I won't get found for about 3 or 4 days because I'll be on my own. And that's how I like it. I don't want no fucking relationship. I've seen them sap the life out of my mates. My mates used to be good guys, funny guys, confident guys. You want to see them now, mate? On the fucking deathbeds. Their souls have gone, spirits have gone, no energy, low energy, as Donald Trump would say. I don't want to feel like that. So no, I'll never be lonely. I'll get used to. Stu, the OG lone wolf. I am. Everyone says that about me. I've only even got, my car's only got 2 seats. I don't need 5 seats. I'm not going to have 5 people around me to do my head in. And I've got 1 seat to pick the missus up and take her home. Good enough for me. Speak boxing, stop being a snowflake. I tell you what, there you go. There you go, monster. Go and fucking have a break. 30 seconds, prick. Put user in timeout. There you go, mate. There you go. Go and make a coffee. Hey, go and make a coffee. Go and see if your girlfriend can give you some extra data. See if she can top your data up before it runs out. Sanchez, you can have one as well. You're always fucking whining like a little Mexican bitch. You're the reason why Trump wants to build that wall. Whining little fuckers like you that are not grateful for anything. No wonder he wants to build that wall. Luis Giovanni's quote of the year: I don't need 5 seats. I don't want 5 people doing my head in. Yeah, it's true though, isn't it? Give it to him, says Mark. Everyone's laughing in the chat. You know what I mean, man. I'm not going to take shit from these fucking clowns. Build that wall. Build that. That's what Hooker Mustang's saying. Bay Area's done it. Bay Area's a fucking... Listen, I can't take anyone serious that lives in fucking San Francisco. I really can't, man. Because you've either got to be a cook, a snowflake, a beta male, or a homosexual. You're either one of them. And he's living there, so that's enough for me. I bet it's him that shits on the streets that everyone's talking about. The one that leaves the needles and shits in the corner. That's Bay Area. No time for them clowns. You better come with the ammo when you come to me, mate. You better come with the fucking ammo. I'm about to build a spliff now. I've just picked up some fucking banging skunk weed from my Rastafarian friend, and it's going to blow my mind. So I'm going to ready for you, chumps. But yeah, let's talk some fucking boxing. I've already bashed 2 Mexicans up in the night. I don't need to. Do I need a trilogy here? You know. So let's get some boxing on. We've done Fight of the Year. We've done Fighters of the Year. Biggest disappointment of the year. That's it. Let's get into that topic. The biggest disappointment of the year for me would have to be Anthony Joshua's performance against Andy Ruiz. I thought it was an absolutely terrible performance. He did everything wrong. His attitude, I thought the shape he came in with, the muscles, terrible. AJ, it was just a poor night at the office. So he's going to get from me. Luis Javon says AJ. Box says Gassiev. Luis Javon says second fight AJ. Behind me. Jason Bourne says AJ. Ducky Garcia. Ducky Gas says Subash Kumwa. How's my attitude lately? The Quags. I don't know what he's talking about there. For me, biggest foul was Canelo. Oh, come on, all boxing. Don't go there. There's nothing. No, don't go there at all. You know, you can't. Canelo, for me, did the job. If he was drained, Kovalev was drained, he shouldn't have took the fight. He sold out. But don't be saying that. That's not disappointment. What, going up to the light heavyweight, knocking out the champions, a disappointment to you? Come on, man. Chavez v Jacobs, yes, that's another fight. Why didn't I? Because do you know why? Because I didn't see it. Because I will not watch Julio Chavez Jr. in a boxing ring. An absolute fucking farce, a fraud this guy is. I mean, how he keeps getting opportunities. Eddie Hearn should be ashamed of himself, dragging that bum out of the swimming pool to fight Danny Jacobs. Paid him money for what? For him to quit on his stool. This guy. I don't think that's not his real dad. That, Julio Cesar, Cesar Chavez Senior. That's not his dad. I reckon his mum had an affair because I don't think he's Mexican. I reckon he must be from Honduras or something like that because he doesn't have that Mexican heart. Let's be real. Or the Cuban holiday. Did his mum go on Cuban holiday or something? And someone fucking got her up the duff and little Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. popped out because that ain't the same man. That's not from the same person. Listen, Jason, I'm not getting on to this fix. I'm not doing it, man. It wasn't a fix, and that's it. But yeah, I didn't watch the fight, but you guys in the chat, tell me how it went. How did you feel that the fight went? Did Jacobs look good? Did Chavez just do what he always does and stink the joint out and quit? I mean, what is it, guys? You're gonna have to tell me because I never saw the fight. Like I said, I won't watch Chavez. Blue Sports says Chavez Jr. is as much use as a chocolate teapot. Watch it again. Stu says, listen, I've watched it twice already. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to see something that's not there? Because if I want to do that, I'll take a LSD or something. And then I might see something that's not there. But right now, I've watched it twice. What do you want me to do? Watch it. It's like the fucking Brexit. What do you want me to do? Keep watching until I fucking see something different. Keep voting until the vote's different. No. I've seen what I've seen. I've given my decision. And that is, the fight was not fixed. No, Jason, you say calm down. I mean, it's ridiculous. Grown men crying about some fucking robbery that never happened. I mean, that guy, I bet he's still got concussion now, that shot he took. Stu's a sensitive snowflake, says, yes, with a wrench. Ta-ta, monster. Yeah, it was a fix in your opinion, but don't force it onto me. You're welcome to your opinion. I haven't clowned you guys for it. I've let you get on with it, but don't try and tell me what happened. I've got eyes and they work. I didn't see the fixing. I saw a drained Kovalev that had probably been weight drained. That is clearly an alcoholic at the same time. You cannot be a drinker and go and fight Canelo Alvarez. It's nothing to do with fix. The guy's not fit for a start, and he's getting old, and he's had it. His body's done. When you drink alcohol, you can't train properly for a start. You can't. You punch resistant goes. You become an old man overnight. So nothing to do with fix. Jason Bourne says, I think Stu sees us as lefty Democrats when we talk about a fixed fight. Snowflakes, man. That's how I see it. It's like BDA needs to get a little safe space for you guys every time Canelo's name's mentioned. Give the guy some credit, man. Golovkin hasn't even moved up to super middleweight yet, but he's the hero around here. Told you, mate. All the years Golovkin could have gone and fought Froch. That would have been fucking war. Didn't want to do that. I know they thought, oh yeah, we do want fights. He didn't. He hasn't even moved up to fight anyone. He could have gone and took that belt off Andrade in a heartbeat. That Billy Joe Saunders belt, he'd have took that, no problem. But he didn't want to know. So don't discredit Canelo when he's prepared to do something that Triple G's not. Jason Corbin says, Stu, St. Brit, sorry. Triggered Stu, you're triggering the snowflakes out here. Yeah, I mean, of course, they don't like the truth, bro. Anyone that praises Canelo gets shit in this chat. But I don't care. I think he's a tremendous fighter. And I'll tell you what, if he fights Golovkin again, he'll piece Golovkin up even worse. You want to hope your boy does not get in there with fucking Canelo this time because Canelo's getting better and Golovkin's on the slide massively. Brexit means Brexit, says Blue Collar Sports TV. Damn right, that's why I voted. And I voted Conservative. So get that, all you snowflakes out there had Corbyn posters in your fucking bedroom. Smoke that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I voted Conservative. Boris Johnson all the way. Put some of this fucking, this skunking. I'll tell you what strong old stuff this. I don't know. Got a lot in. The old Jamaican come with the goods. He come with the goods. He reckons he don't smoke it. He says it's too fucking strong for him. So selling me some, it won't smoke it himself. He smokes twigs and seeds, that stuff, like Thai weed. Right. Fight of the decade has to be Manny Pacquiao. I wouldn't argue with that. Leave that headbanger alone, Stu. What? Yeah, the skunk. Nah. Listen, mate, it's been a long, long weekend. I'm sitting here chilling, man. I thought, why not? I went into the city. I went to see my Rastafarian friend. He had some good stuff. I thought I'll buy a little bit for Christmas. And that's why I'm here now. Just chilling out, having one. I don't know what it is, guys, but it's really fucking strong. It's definitely some sort of haze. But it's got a cheese smell to it. It might be mixed haze with cheese. It's definitely lovely. Louis Javon gets solid. I haven't seen solid for years, man. We stopped buying solid when there's bits of furniture and glue in it, man. You'd be fucking burning it, and there's a cling film coming out of it. I mean, they start to mix it with all sorts of crap, and people just stop buying it. The weed's massive over here. I mean, oh, you on about the res? I don't know what he's on about. The solids. Smoke weed with Chavez Jr. Oh, listen, I'd probably whoop Chavez Jr.'s ass as well, the way he fights. Dreadful guy. That guy is. I don't want to see him in a boxing ring again. Yeah, this strong. Hey, Jason, this weed's a bit too strong for you. You're Polish, innit? One hit and you're out cold. I'm only kidding, bro. I'm only kidding. I'm from South London, says Louis Javon. Louis, you sound like you're from fucking Paris with a name like that. You hate the left, but you smoke weed like a hippie. What the fuck are you on about? Since when was smoking weed making you a lefty? Get out of here. Do you want another timeout? Jason Bourne like my comment. I'm only kidding, Jason. You know, we like to. Louis Javon, then. But what is it? Louis Havan? Louis Javon? Is it because I am worth it? L'Oreal? I am from Paris. Well, sorry, I can't pronounce it then. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Triple G takes another 2 years off Canelo's career, regardless of outcome. If Canelo loses 2 years of his career, Golovkin's going to be retired after that fight. Guarantee it. South London, son, says Louis. South London in the house. Is it Burma? Are you fucking Millwall, mate? Are you fucking Millwall? I'll cut you open like a can of beans. South London, yeah, that's the one. He's not Bermondsey. What? Who do you support, Louis? Are you a Palace fan? Crystal Palace. Parisian mutt, says Saint Brick. It's a Parisian mutt. Eddie Hearn is going to give Chavez Jr. another chance. Yeah, because Eddie Hearn gives Price another chance. Dave Allen. Just get your ass whooped, take your beating, and you'll get another shot. Joke, man. Tottenham. Oh, Tottenham's not South London. Tottenham's North London. What are you on about? I've been to Tottenham a few times. That's North London. You've been watching the darts. Yeah, I was watching it. That fucking that girl's got through again, isn't she? She's won 2 matches now. They've got women in the World Championship darts. They've started letting women compete, and they usually get their ass whooped in the first round. But there's one of them she's won 2 games now. But I can't. I'm not watching it because obviously I've got to run the show. Fallon Sherrock. Yeah, of course it is. Stu, what do you think of Tommy Fury? I mean, he looked like Ivan Drago's son in there. He did, but look who he's fighting. Jason Bourne's cousin. Say no more. Where has Precise been? I have no idea. Don't care either. Did you call how thirsty Eddie Hearn looked when AJ and Andy weigh-in? How he kept moving into the frame to be seen. Oh, mate, did you see how pathetic he was when Joshua had won the fight at the end when there was interviewing him? He's in the fucking camera and he said, AJ's the best. I just thought, why don't you just get his willy out and start sucking it, Eddie, you fucking cornball. Shepard says Jason Bourne's cousin, laughing out loud. They should feed Julio Cesar Chavez to Artur Beterbiev. You must want to see a Mexican brother get killed. AJ is king. Eddie Hearn, I know, it's cringe as fuck, wasn't it? He doesn't even give his wife that sort of praise. I tell you what, mate. I'm surprised Eddie Hearn's fucking soul's ain't hanging out of AJ's ass. He's that deep in there. How dare you, Stu? Says Jason Bourne. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about solid, Stu. The mellow, yeah. Oh, what the pollen, the light brown stuff. Oh, that stuff's beautiful. I haven't had that stuff for ages. Really strong, really clean. Just crumbles in your hand. I know it's stuff you mean, bro. Used to get that all the time, but just don't get it no more. The weeds everywhere. So I'm too much of me. It is strong. Ramondo Jr. says, "Hey, you said what I was wanted to say. Good one. Hey, what's your name? My first name on your channel." I'm not sure what Ramondo's on about there. Hey, what's your name? My first time on. Oh, my first time on your show. My name's Stu Little. This is the BDA Boxing Show. There's loads of us. We do all sorts on here. And you're welcome to the show, bro. We've got, like I said, it's not just me. There's a big team of us. But tonight I've been left alone to do it. The main host, who's a very funny guy, very good at what he does, is BDA. So you'll really enjoy him. Butcho, he is an editing genius. He's in the background helping his wife cook some turkey and marinate some turkey or something. So he'll be back. And yeah, so enjoy the show. Let's go for the chat. By weed, you mean skunk? Yeah, skunk weed. The same thing, isn't it? Can help. We're not. Are we going to get that technical here? Is weed legal in the UK? It might as well be. Just, if they pull you over, they take it off you, but they don't unless it's real big amounts. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to. There's so much cocaine in the UK right now, heroin and fucking crack and everything else that they can't afford to be locking people up for a bit of weed. So it's really lean. I think they're going to start. I think they'll legalise it soon in the UK. I don't think it's going to be long before it gets legalised. It's the same in the United States. It's legal in the United States. Says Hawker Master. Yeah, I know it is. And look, I'm fucking out. It's running some of these economies. And the Canadians are making loads of money from the old cannabis. Yeah, see a lot of the black people I know, they prefer the other sort of weed, the natural weed. A lot of black people I know don't like to smoke skunk. They said they don't like the chemicals. It fucks your head up, which it does. Do you smoke before? No way would I smoke before work. I'd get the fucking sack. What are you on about? I can't even bother to get up and get a drink when I'm fucking dehydrated. Never mind do a day's work when I've had one of these. Yo, fella says be space. No, I prefer you, Stu. Don't know why you make me feel calm. It's that dry sense of humour. Love it. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's what I'm here for. It's just a different perspective, isn't it? It's just something different. We've got all sorts here. We've got Gonzalo. Uh, we've got Jimmy. We've got Recognize the Matrix. We've got some real good guys. You know, if I've missed you out, sorry. My mind's gone blank. Stu, have you ever popped a Molly? I don't know what a Molly is, bro. You're gonna have to tell me what a Molly is. If it's an ecstasy tablet, then yeah, I have. Plenty. Mate, you got to remember, I grew up in the 90s, the rave days. I had to get off my fucking head every weekend, sorry. Me and my girlfriend used to buy 2 ecstasy tablets. They were £15 each back then. And yeah, we used to buy a fucking ecstasy tablet each and we'd be flying until, well, we'd buy that Friday and we'd still be off our face fucking Sunday. The good old days for the 90s when you didn't really drink alcohol, you just had a bottle of water because you were dehydrated. You know, that's one thing I love the fact that I lived through the 80s and the 90s. No one can take that away from me. I see the kids now these days growing up in this fucking terrible environment. It's just not a very nice environment to be growing up as a kid in, isn't it? It's just, especially with this technology. When I was young, we'd go on a field. You get 20 people out of their house and have football games on the back fields. You know, no, you can get 2 kids together now to play a game. They're all on the fucking phones and their PlayStations. Space cadets. Taco Barristan says, Stu, you are a British cholo. Yeah, I love the Mexicans, mate. Butcher and BDA, my Mexican brothers. Of course, man. I just don't like the fucking the ungrateful ones like Bay Area and El Dude. They need to be shipped back to the fucking other side of the wall, and they need to stay there. That's what they need to do. I'm jumping in saying, oh, thanks, Butcho. I mean, don't let your marinated turkey get in the way of coming and help me, bro. Real Madrid nil, Athletic Bilbao nil, says Box. You're not watching Spanish football, are you, Box? You know, you don't need to. Don't take a lot to excite you, does it? I'm a Chelsea fan. Did you guys watch? Did you guys watch the Spurs Chelsea match? I tell you, there you go. Have another timeout. Don't tell me what to do on my own show. I'm running the show tonight. I'm the host. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say, or you can have another timeout. I'm not playing with you guys. Sick of you fucking clowns. And you got nothing better to do. Grown ass men coming here trolling the channel, man. Go and get yourself a woman or something. Get some pussy. If you had pussy to deal with, you wouldn't be here worrying about what I'm doing. Stu, does Mitsubishi Turbo mean anything to you? Yeah, the fucking Escort Cosworth. I always wanted them. I had a Fiesta RS Turbo when I was like 19, but I fucking ripped it off. It was too fast for me. But yeah, the Mitsubishi Turbo, Evo as well. The what's the other one? The Supra. The Supra, they're quick. The Mitsubishi Evo. Monster of a car. But yeah, and what was the? There's some other ones I used to like. The Lancia Delta. The Lancia Delta was some. They don't make cars like they used to, mate. Oh, Mitsubishi Turbos are ecstasy pills. Well, no, I've never had one of them. Fuck me. I thought he was on about the car. No, I've never had one of them. I had Doves. I had a few Doves and stuff. I can't remember. You got to remember, I'm going back to the 90s. I can't remember the fucking names. I just bought the thing and popped it in my mouth. Didn't sit there looking at it. Jason Bourne's first car was a 93 Mustang. I bet it was one of them fucking, an old Cadillac or something. No, you, Jason. Like Tony Montana's first car, isn't it? Fresh off the boat in a Cadillac. Rest in peace, rest in peace, all the fighters who lost their lives. Yeah, that's a great comment, Raimondo, shall I say? We have to look back this year and see we've lost some good guys. Boxing's it's been a bit of a mess this year. Boxing, isn't it? Tarnished reputations everywhere, and the death of these guys just was the icing on the cake for a bad year, I think, of boxing. I mean, Patrick Day was very upsetting to see. I mean, I've never seen Eddie Hearn when he cried. That was from the heart. That was not a show. That was not for the cameras. Eddie Hearn was generally upset. And I think it upset a lot of people, you know. So that's one thing. We call these guys bums, but we call him a bum, and the next day we could be sorry for what we've said because he's lost his life in the rings. I do it. I'm so guilty of it, but I can't help it. I'm passionate, and I hate seeing people that shouldn't be in there or not giving it their all or just being a chump. That's the way I am. But yeah, for real, he cried. Yeah, says Ramondo. Yeah, rest in peace. Was you a cabbie chef? Used to love a good ecstasy tablet, says Saint Brit. Ollie's too far of a nice guy to be a top football manager. I think he's on about Ollie Solskjaer. Man United lost 2-0 to Watford today. Absolutely terrible they were. I think he's got to go, mate. I think if that was at Chelsea, he would have gone 3 months ago. We do not accept runs like that. Right, let me light this spliff up, and I'll tell you how good it is. I had one earlier, fucking knocked me 6, but this is a bit stronger. I put a bit more in. Right, yeah, most deaths in boxing. So most deaths in boxing this year, basically. I don't know, is it? I mean, for sport that's moved on with technology and everything else. Why are these fighters dying more than they usually do? Because I think it's safer than it ever has been. Maybe we have to look into the diet. I got a feeling it's because they're losing too much weight. They're trying to drain down to a size that's not healthy for them to get their little advantages in. And sometimes you think you're going down a weight can give you advantages. It can actually hinder your performance and maybe with less of. When you're losing weight, you lose fluid around the brain, and that's probably causing most of the damage. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these guys are getting brain damage because they're struggling at the weight and they're not fighting at weights they should be. It's simple as that. Spence looked punched on. Yeah, but Spence just got his fucking ass whooped by a Ferrari at 150 mile an hour. Let the guy heal up a little bit and we'll see where Spence has always been a bit droopy anyway. He's just had that droopy look about him. So I don't know, man. Taco Beristain says, do you still like pony shoes with tracksuit and mullet hairstyles? No, I don't know what you were fucking watching in the 80s about the UK, but I definitely didn't like dress like that. I used to have some, well, I've always had nice clothes. Especially when things with my clothes, they last me forever. Do you know what I mean? Because I buy nice clothes, they just last forever. When you buy cheap clothes, that's when you have to keep replacing them. So it's best to always buy expensive clothes. It might cost you a bit more money than you want to pay, but in the end, it'll last years. I've got jeans like 7, 8 years old. They still fit nice, still look nice. Spence sounded like Meldrick Taylor, says Taco. Extreme weight cutting is making boxers the scent of dying rice significantly. Fucking hell, I can't even say it. I'm not stoned. GB Boxing. 30 rounds of boxing. Stu, who's the fighter of the year this year? I'm going for fighter of the year. I'd say between Canelo and Josh Taylor for me. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. Spence didn't sound good, really slow in his words. Joe Blogs, jeans, and Doc Martens. Yeah, I remember the old Joe Blogs from the fucking market. You'd get them from the market. But then all these fakes kept coming out, and just the brand went down. Once the fakes get hold of your brand, they ruin brands. I mean, it took Polo Ralph Lauren years to bounce back from fakes ruining their brand. Because when you're going around the areas, if you're paying £150 for a Ralph Lauren jumper, and you've got some fucking chav walking around with them, just the same as you, but with the horse is a bit deformed, he's paid a fiver for it. It don't look good for your brand, does it? So. Spence was drunk again, says Hawk and Mustang. It could be medication he's been on, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Yorkshire tea bags are the best, not saying. Like I said, there's a few there that you can say are up for Fight of the Year awards. I mean, Lomachenko has to be mentioned, and Nui as well. And Nui has to be mentioned. Nui's got some very good wins this year. I think anyone that fought that tournament deserves to be mentioned. Where do you guys see Daniel Dubois? Let's talk about Daniel Dubois' year. Where do you see Daniel Dubois' year going in 2020? Do you see this guy being a champion, or do you think it's going to take another year? A few, say 3 warm-up fights, or just gradually up in the levels. I think if he gets in there with Joyce next, it could set him back. I don't think Joyce is the sort of fight you need to be taking when you're growing. Joyce is the sort of guy that if you're not ready, he'll find you out quickly. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if Dubois should take that fight yet. Joyce is very experienced. He's, for me, a gold medalist in the Olympics. He got robbed. So he's seen every style. Yes, he's bad technically himself. He's like a robot, very slow. But he's methodical. He grinds you down. He hits you hard. He can take a shot. And I think the stamina could come into that. I don't think Joyce is going to get hit and fall over like these other guys Dubois fighting. Dubois not got him anyone close to Joe Joyce. I mean, I think Dubois' best win is probably Gorman, and then after that, Bum Johnson. So, tough fight for me. Where is Gonzalo? That's what I want to know. They've got Dubois ranked with every organisation. Yeah, they should do. He should be ranked, no doubt. A WBA title shot around now to November 2000. Yeah, I agree with that. 2020, Luke. I agree with that. Every significant show has had a brilliant scrap. I don't know. There's been some real poor shows. Gonzalo's an animal, says Luke Peterson. Larito. No, it's Labito, not Larito. It's Labito. Come on, man, get it right. Dubois called out Dillian White. Fucking, that'd be a monster fight. That would. I'd love that. That's a fight. I think Dillian White would win that. Though. I don't think Dubois is ready for White yet. Dubois walks through everyone. He's just too young, too strong, and he's level-headed. They can really box, and like some of them. You've got a point there, bro. But I have to I have to hold back. Like I said, if I'm holding back on Teofimo Lopez, I have to hold back on Daniel Dubois. And like Louis Javant in the chat says, give him time. He's still a young guy. No point rushing heavyweights. There's no point rushing heavyweights. You got time with them. You know, these guys don't peak to that 34, 35. Weakest fight of the year ever. All of them are flawed. Floyd inactive for half a decade. Canelo, Concani, Canelo Concani. Pacquiao lost by KO. I don't know why you're mentioning these fighters though. It's not got to do with Daniel Dubois' year. Dubois needs a few steps up. Someone like Gerald Washington. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad fight. Yeah, I think that's a good fight. I don't see why not. Gerald Washington's about that level we need to see Dubois at. I wouldn't go Dillian White. Yeah, Louis Javon says, there you go, Stu, bang on with the name. Ramundo Rondon Jr. That's a fucking good name, that isn't it? That is a fighter's name. Ramundo Rondon Jr. Jr. Yeah, I can see Diamante saying that now. Dubai v Romanov would be good. Yeah, decent fight. As he said, Dubai is a talent. Yeah, he's really grown on me, Dubai. He looks like he's going to be a superb talent. 13 rounds of boxing, says laughing my ass off. Do they get Apollo Loco in the UK? I don't know. But Callum Smith, he's actually if you know Callum Smith's his middle name, his nickname, it's Mondo, isn't it? Callum Mondo Smith. So that's for one of his Mexican heroes. So we do like our Mexican fighters in the UK because we're very similar fighters. I say if you look how the Brits fight, usually we've come forward fighters that like to brawl, very like the Mexicans. I think that's why we've always like when I was younger. I mean, I used to pay my fucking paper round money what I'd earn to watch Morales and stuff because it used to be on, you know, that worked. That's Nassim Hamid, and then a few years later, I'd pay to watch Morales and Barrera and things like that. I was only probably getting 20 quid a week because I was on apprenticeship, and you know I'd fucking get 20 and spend about tenner of it on Barrera v Morales. So I used to love the Mexican fighters back in the. I never really liked Chavez Senior. I thought it was a good fight, but he was just never one of my guys I really followed much. I preferred Barrera and Morales and all them. Speak for yourself, to Saint Brit. So he obviously don't like the Mexicans. Are you British? Says Raymondo. Yes. Oh, come on, man. I think the accent gives it away, don't you? You sound older, Stu. Sorry. No, I'm fucking. I'm 40, mate. I'm 40. 40. I'm gonna be a granddad soon. My fucking daughter's 23 and she's pregnant. Due in 2 months. I need that like two arseholes right now. I've got fucking twin boys, 2-year-olds, and now I've got another baby coming into the house. I can't do babies, man. I've done all that. Right, as he can Warren afford good opponents with Dubai? That's the problem. To Bob Warren, isn't it? That card last night just cheap, wasn't it? Cheap as fucking Tyson. No, it wasn't Tommy Fury's misses. That's how cheap it was. It was as cheap as a. I mean, Tommy Fury. I mean, he looks a unit, doesn't he? He looks quite strong as well. They're nice shots he was throwing, but that, like I said, Jason Bourne's cousin turned it, got hit on the button, and wanted no more part of it. Back, back on the easy jet, back to Poland, and they'll send another one over next week, won't they? I suppose that's one good thing about the European Union. Cost you cheaper to bring the Polish bums over. Yeah, boy, you heard that, Jason. Tommy Fury looks like a steroid freak. Yeah, he does look like he's on roid, but so does Daniel Dubois. Let's be real. I mean, Daniel Dubois looks an absolute. I thought it was fucking Bob Sapp in there when I first turned it on. Problem with Warren is he goes from Dubois against the Chinatown bouncer to fighting Wilder back to back. Yeah, he doesn't actually build the fighters up slowly. He'll stick them in there with a complete bum, and then they'll be end up there with the best fight of the last decade or something. The next fight, just totally unprepared for the occasion. Come on, Stu, don't feed that dragon. I had Ortiz beating Wilder until that point. punch KO. Ortiz will give all other heavyweights a problem, right? No, I don't think so. I mean, this guy, after that beat, well, didn't take a beating. He took one shot, really. Let's be real. But it was a bad knockout. You know, there's going to be a few shades on that brain of his after that. This is an old man we're talking about. Nearly 50 in my eyes. I don't care what anyone said. He ain't going to get better. Were you guys still going to believe that this guy's going to turn it and he's going to get better? No, these young cats are coming through looking strong. And they'll walk through Ortiz, I'm telling you. If Ortiz got any sense, he'll hang them up. Louis Javon, just look at Dubar, top of the head and in muscles. He looks like King Koopa from Super Mario Bros. 1994 movie starring John Leguizamo. I mean, I haven't watched that film, sorry, mate. But I'll take your word for it. But Dubar, Debo, isn't it, from fucking Fridays? He looks like fucking Debo. Guy's huge, man. Ortiz has been popped up. Yeah, he has, Taco. Fight Scout always checking bodies for steroids, says Luke Peterson. Ortiz is a young 45, says James Doherty. Louis Javon says Stu Eubank Charlo, very good fight. That is going to be a war. I think Eubank can win that, but it's going to be it's going to be tough. I'm not saying he walks through Charlo. I'm not saying that, but I think the way Charlo fights with his reckless and wild fighting style could suit Eubank. Because let's be real, Charlo doesn't look good when he's fighting backwards. When Harrison was pushing Charlo back, he was getting beat. I think it's only when Charlo was he started pressing the fight and coming forward and letting his hands go, where he started to break Harrison down sort of thing. But when he tried to fight on the back foot, I don't think it looked impressive at all. So he's going to have to sit in mid-range and in the pocket with Eubank, and I think that's where Eubank's at his best. So for me, Chris Eubank win. It's going to be a tremendous fight, really is. You remind me of Sacha Baron for some reason, Stu. Like, oh, fuck me, I ain't what Borat. I bet Bruno you're talking about. I'd rather be Borat than Bruno. It better not be Bruno. I'm nothing like that wuss. My dead nan knocked out Anthony Joshua in sparring. Says, hold on a sec, guys. I just need to get some. Just hold on. Right, I'm back. Eubank is fighting the other Charlo. Yep. The other Charlo fights exactly the same. What do you want? They fight exactly the same. I was talking about Charlo last night as well. He was struggling on the back foot, being pushed back. So, yeah. Williams would hurt Eubank Jr. Liam Williams. Yeah, fucking Liam Williams. That's a problem. I enjoyed that Charlo fight last night. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, me too. I really enjoyed it. I mean, Charlo really come to bring it. He really come to bring it. He did. Eubanks is based in America now. That's true, says Paul B. I think he's on about let the fight the same. I did get mixed up a little bit, but that's because we was talking about the Charlo Harrison earlier. I think I mixed up a little. Brandon Jr. Who's he beat with their skills? James Doherty. Eubank Jr. is a warrior, exciting to watch, but maybe not the elite skill level of the top guys. But he's a hard, tough man like his dad, and I think that's why I think Charlo suits him, because Charlo's not going to be slick. I think anyone with a bit of footwork is quite slick. I think Eubank really struggles with that, but I think Eubank's going to come in with a guy that's fight similar to him, and I think it's going to suit him. When you go to war with Eubank, that's what you want. Butcho, if you don't, I'm going to close this show down soon, bro. So you better get someone in here soon, man. Can't leave me on my own all like this, man. No, bigger Charlo. Yeah, I know. I just got a bit confused, man. Do you know what I mean? Because I was talking about the Charlo fight earlier, but they fight exactly the fucking same. So you might as well just take the prediction from that fight last night and put it onto the Eubank Charlo, because you get the same fight basically. The twins and they basically look the same, and fucking fight the same. They're very wide with their punches. I think the bigger Charlo is better puncher. I believe he's got a little bit more pop in his shots, but there's not a lot of difference in them. That's that paranoia setting in, Stu. No, I'm not paranoid at all. Not at all, man. It's something like
Yep.
what about? Oh, Butcho's there. So yeah, so you want about Eubank Junior? At least he takes it serious, and like that waste of Chavez. Yeah, Eubank Junior gives it his all. Always in shape all year round. That mess, that Chavez Junior mess, it's in the swimming pool eating tacos. Got no business doing fucking boxing. I mean, fucking Butcho's watching Hill Street Blues in the background, I think.
No, I don't know what the hell's going on outside, man. Shit, I don't know. Some accident.
You live in Canada. I thought there's no crime there.
Probably some accident. There's fucking ice and shit outside. Yeah, I got about like a few minutes. I gotta then check on the turkey. I've just burned myself, man, in the fucking oven. At the oven. Anyways, I survived. I sent everybody links, man. People are busy, I think.
Yeah.
I sent everybody a link.
Unlike Gonzalo to want to not jump in. Where's he?
Well, over there it's like 4 a.m. and probably he'll join soon because it's it's gonna be 5 a.m. over there soon, and he's usually up at like 5 a.m. So.
Is that what time he gets up? Fucking hell, 5.
What's people? GB Boxing says Bucho shot someone with his Nerf gun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been listening to the show. I was peeling potatoes and stuff, and I was listening to the whole show. Good show, man. Good show. Reading some of the comments, some stupid comments as always. I mean, goddamn, I don't know how you do it, Stu.
Yeah, it's hard to keep. It's like I said, people don't realize how hard it is to hold a show down on your own. It really is. I mean, it's a lot better when you got someone to talk to. But I've been making the best of it. I've been speaking to the guys in the chat. We've been having a laugh.
I can't do it. Yeah.
There's not a lot of boxing really to talk about apart from last night's fights.
Which you talked about. I mean, but what can you say about Chavez Jr.? The guy quit. I know we had some callers trying to like justify why he quit. He didn't break his nose. In Spanish, yeah.
Justifying what Chavez Jr. done last night is about it's like justifying Joseph Fritzl's basement.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no justification to it. The guy is an absolute fucking disgrace. I don't want to see him in a boxing ring again. I mean, I just don't want to see the guy. I don't want to see him on an advert. I don't want to see him in a magazine. I don't want to see him on the boxing ring. Let the guy go back in his swimming pool, eat his tacos, watch a bit of basketball, wherever he fucking lives. Leave him there. It's like
somebody posted a link on Discord saying that Chavez Jr. said I'm coming back in March. Like, do we even give why are you coming back in March? Nobody wants to see you.
I hope it's March 2060 when I'm probably dead. That's when I hope he comes. I don't want to see that guy no more. I don't want to see him again. I'd rather watch Andre Durrell again because I tell you what, Andre Durrell's got like no heart whatsoever, but he's got a little bit more heart than Chavez, and I think that explains everything you need to know. Chavez is a joke. To think that guy come from his dad, like I said, I'm sure his mother went over to fucking. He's not a Mexican. His mother went over to fucking Honduras and got fucking. I don't know. Had an affair with Honduras or something. He's not a Mexican. Man.
He's spoiled, man. He's spoiled. And if you guys, if you speak Spanish and you watch Spanish-speaking television, ESPN Spanish and everything, you can see Chavez Senior. The pain. Like you can see on his face there's pain, man. This guy he tries to talk good about his kid, but at some point you can't help him, man. You can't. And I feel bad about his father, man. Fuck, man.
You can't polish a turd. You cannot polish a turd, and that is it. It don't matter what he said. You cannot polish a turd.
Yeah, you can't. Disgrace, man. And what about Jacobs, though? I mean, he was celebrating like he just beat a great fighter or something. I mean, he had a fighter that quit. And how strong did Jacobs look at 168? Because I don't know, him fighting Callum Smith. The thing is, people are thinking, oh well, he can. Callum Smith is it's an unknown because sometimes he's looking like $1 million. And the next fight against John Ryder, I mean, we see a different Callum Smith. And what's going on with this guy?
Listen, fucking Jacobs, his attributes won't work as in a 168 division. His size was one of the major factors why he used to do well in the middleweights, because he's big and he was quite long, and it helped him. But when he's going up, he just, like I said, obviously when you go up a weight as well, the speed, you're going to lose a little bit of speed. The heavier you are, the less speed you've got. It's not fucking rocket science. So once he loses that speed, he's losing another attribute that's helped him get wins. Is his speed and his size, but that's not working anymore. Now he's fighting with guys that are just, well, he's just as slow as them, but yet he doesn't have the attributes to use size and reach to give him the advantages. So he's losing all them advantages, and that's the problem. So he's going
And
to
now
really
he doesn't look
struggle
big.
in the state division.
Yeah, and he doesn't look as big at 168. And if you think he looks small against Chavez Jr., who is a big super middleweight, he's going to look like a midget against Callum Smith, because that guy's like 6'3", maybe even 6'4". You know, but yeah, Jacobs. I mean, I don't know. You can't really tell if he's gonna make it at 168 based on this fight.
No, I don't think he will. I think he's good enough to hang around and give people hard fights, but to dominate a division or to beat these guys, I just don't see it. I mean, this guy's a guy that just never really got to grips with his own division, the middleweight division, did he? Never really got to grips with that. Lost all the big fights he was in, sort of thing. So I don't know. I don't think. I mean, going at a weight can help some people, like John Ryder. It helped him. He looks a lot better fighter at 168, but I don't know if it don't suit Jacobs. I don't think. I think he needs, the way he fights, he needs his size, his attributes to give him advantages. The guys in the chat are just talking about cannabis from Amsterdam, and they're talking about pollen and fucking hash and all sorts. And just shows you, man, the boxing last night couldn't have been that good if we're talking about fucking hash and weed. The Albanians are taking over the drug UK trade, says GB Boxing. You don't ever buy cocaine off the fucking Albanians, mate. It's got MDMA in it. Fucking send you doolally, that stuff.
Wait, I'll be right back.
I've had bubble hash. Definitely, yeah, I've had that. I've fucking smoked them all. I smoked it all, mate. My friend went to Amsterdam and took this. I think he got this hash, this real strong resin, and he freaked out. And he barricaded himself in the hotel room, wouldn't come out. His fucking parents had to come from England to get him. Proper freaked out. Just overdid it with the drugs, man. He fucking sent him doolally. He's all right now, but he got so paranoid, he barricaded himself in the hotel room. His parents had to come from England to get him. This was years ago, when I was a bit younger. The resin. Banana Kush. What about the purple haze? Have you guys had any of the purple haze? Cheese weed's the best for me. I just love the smell. It's not the sort of thing you want to fucking smoke in your car before you pick your missus up, that's for sure. But it's got a hideous smell, but it's lovely to smoke. Not too strong. I could smoke fucking loads of that. Meth stew. I ain't done meth. What do you think I am? Fucking Charlie Sheen or something? I do that sort of stuff. Just weed and coke. That's the only thing I've ever done. And ecstasy pills in the 90s. Purple cookie. Oh, I've not heard of that one. What the hell is cheeseweed? Foul pole boxing. You don't know what cheeseweed is, man. You're missing something. It's lovely. And don't be going in the fridge, getting that yellow stuff out and putting it in a Rizzler, because it's not going to have the same effect. Not going to wipe you out, but it's just on the head. I don't know what he's on about. I think he's on about cheeseweed. Not going to wipe you out, but it's just on the head heavy. Yeah, we can be a little. The cheese, sorry. Cheese is in DC. I don't know what it means by that. Purple haze is a gimmick stew. They just stress the plant in the last week to make it go purple. Yeah, I don't care. It smokes all right to me. I don't sit there and go, when I'm buying a weed, I don't go to my mate, by the way, how did it grow? You know, what did it look like after 24 hours or 2 weeks? You know, did this happen? I don't give a fuck. Just give me the weed so I can put it in a Rizzler. You know, I don't, the science goes over my head. It looks all right. It smokes all right. Job done. There's your money. They come up with all these fucking names. I can't think of them all. You ever used a vaporizer? No, I don't use them. No, Never used them. Sounds good. Honestly, bro, it's cheese weeds. It's the best taste. The taste is just lovely. It just smells a little bit funny, but it's not very. It's not as strong as the other one. Cheese weed is a British weed, I think. Each to their own. We love you, Stu. Says Louis. Yeah, I mean, there's stronger weeds out there than cheese. I'm at an age now where I can't smoke strong weed. Like this fucking thing is killing me here. Too strong. I don't like it when it's too strong. I can't go about my business. When someone asked me earlier, do you smoke a weed before you go to work? I'm fucking get the sack. I would. I can barely get up now and make a drink. Never mind fucking. My dog wants to go out. He's been sitting there about 10 minutes waiting for me to get him and let him out. I better do it now. Come on, you. Come on, man. Old. He's older than me, that dog. Fucking slow. Rushes for no one. Get that pollen. Yeah, the pollen's nice, but the pollen gives me headaches sometimes. I know you get real clean pollen that just melts in your hand. You're from London, can put you on. I'm not from London, bro. I live in East Anglia. I live in the sticks, the countryside. I don't have many neighbours. I haven't got a neighbour around here for fucking miles. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. The dog is older than Lewis Ortiz. Nah, fuck me, no way. No way, no one's older than Ortiz. He watched the fucking meteorite hit the planet Earth, didn't he, back all them years ago? I get the feeling the barbershop thing was fake, says Taco. I hate skunks, says Grievous. Yeah, like I said, funny thing, like I said, a lot of my black friends, they don't really like the skunk. They prefer the other weed with the twigs and seed, or the cess, or whatever you want to call it. The Thai weed. They prefer that. I don't really like that. If you smoke one of them seeds, they'll fucking. Are you related to Alan Partridge? No, uncle. Are you related to fucking Jimmy Savile? How about that one? Grievous, same as me, Stu. Okay, 12 bits, yeah? I don't know what I mean. If you're a sweet tooth on weed, Stu, don't smoke that weed called Star Dog. I don't like Star Dog. It fucked me right up, man. It really did. It fell asleep, missed appointments and everything. I only had one. Do you know what I mean? I built one, left half of it on the table, on the ashtray, and I fell asleep, missed appointments I had to go to, fucking have 15 missed calls off my missus. Do you know what I mean? I fuck, half a joint. I don't like stuff like that. The barbershop conversation for. I don't watch that barbershop conversation. They're fucking idiots. I don't know what you're talking about, boys. Stu, you're too funny, man. Thank you, my man. I'm saying barbershop did that too. Barbershop. I don't want to hear about barbershop.
Fuck barbershop, man.
Listen, the guy's crying.
He wants to fight Kenny Porter.
What?
He wants to fight Kenny Porter, who's like 50. How many 50 plus? Like, come on, man.
Listen, mate. With
and still Kenny Porter will bitch slap that guy, man. Fuck.
Listen, mate. If Kenny Porter hit barbershop, when barbershop wakes up, there'll be a fucking chalk mark around it. Get out of here. If Kenny Porter would mash that guy up, and then if Kenny can't do it, Sean will fly in head first, split his eyes open, and then go to the body. All done. Barbershop, man. It was to stay in that barbershop and cut old people's hair, leave boxing to the real men.
He's an embarrassment, man. He's an embarrassment. And now it's all on video. Hey, did you see the video though? He goes after a woman first instead of going after Kenny Porter. He pushes this woman out. And then when people are holding him back, that's when he starts acting up. You know, like, yeah, come on. You know, have you seen those people? You know, when they know that they're being held back by other people, they start talking shit. That's him, man. That's barbershop.
I'll be back. And then when they let you go, they go nowhere.
Yeah, you stop.
Yeah, go nowhere.
Fucking
go
guy.
Backwards, if anything. Yeah, stop feeding the negativity. I don't want to talk about the fucking barbershop, and it's just a joke. A grown man crying because Al Heyman won't give him attention. Absolute pathetic human being. No time for him whatsoever. Blue Collar Sports TV, yeah, screw talking about this dude. Yeah, man. I don't watch that guy. I've got too much things to do. I've got kids. I've got a fucking job. I've got a house to run. I've got 2 dogs. I've got a fucking girlfriend. I've got a life, man. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got time to go on Barbershop's channel, listen to some victim talking about how the white man's holding him down and out, but the brothers won't let him fucking go into press conferences. Out of here, man.
I was on Johnny Boy's channel a few days ago, and there was this guy called John Boxing or something. And I asked, and he was, screaming and yelling. And I asked him, like, calmly, like, listen, tell me, give an example of where there's racism in boxing. And he couldn't answer the question. And he's like, oh, thinking. And then he's like, oh, HBO commentary. The HBO commentary, that's racist. Like, first of all, HBO wasn't even racist. Second of all, they don't even exist anymore. And then he's like, oh, Steve Kim. I'm like, are you fucking serious? That's the racist. That's the best examples of racism in boxing that
They
you can
haven't
come up
got
with.
the answers. They don't have the answers, Butcho. It's like I said. They're flashing this victim card, but they don't know what's on the card.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking. I've got no time for last. They've ruined the boxing community for years. I think the least we talk about them, the better, really. You know.
Hold on, I need to check on the fucking turkey. I'm gonna burn myself.
I'll tell you what, that fucking turkey, man. It better taste nice. The amount of messing around you've done with it. I reckon Butcho's in the kitchen trying to catch the turkey. That's more to the point. Old Mexican style, take its head off. Or cartel style, isn't it, Butch? Steve Triple K Kim. Yeah. A Chinese Ku Klux Klan, man. I've heard it all now. Butcho making turkey. That's Butcho sent me a message earlier. Says he's making. How do you make a turkey? Stu, can you cook? Why would I don't cook, man. Fucking out of here, man. I can cook a bit of steak and stuff like. I cook the basics, but why would I cook when you got a missus to do it? It's like when the tyre needs changing, she ain't gonna say, "Oh, I'll change the tyre." That's my fucking job. Well, I'm hungry. That's her job. Old school round here, mate. Not like you beta males that got to ask your missus if you can use your own bank card to go to the shop. I'm one of them, mate. I call the shots around here. 3 meals a day. Remember that. I'd cook eggs, yeah. Fucking not scrambled though. I haven't mastered the scrambled egg yet. I don't actually like turkey. I prefer the beef. With the roast dinner, like I said, for Christmas dinner, we've got beef, we've got lamb, and we've got pork. I just don't like turkey. A bit too dry for me, I'm afraid. Chicken, I'm just sick of chicken. Just had enough of chicken. I went for a period where I was just eating too much chicken. I had enough of it. KFC's really gone down. That used to be my favourite chicken. It's fucking disgusting now. The chips are. You want to see the chips? Oh, God. Lamb is the best. Yeah, it is the best, but it's expensive. When you go and get a bit of lamb, mate, you're talking like £20, which is probably $30 for like a little bit to feed about 3 people. So it's quite expensive. I tell you what I do like as well. You guys are going to give me some stick. I do like a glass of Bailey's at Christmas with ice. Bailey's is a fucking beautiful. I don't drink Bailey's in the year, but at Christmas I get a big bottle, get a nice glass, get the ice out. Bailey's, mate, lovely, lovely jubbly. Fish and chip shops, great again. Make fish and chip shops great again. Bring back the days when you'd fucking eat it on a newspaper. You'd be eating the chips and there'd be fucking Ronald Reagan underneath them on a bit of newspaper or something. Hang on a sec, guys. It's starting to get a cold. It's like Siberia in England at the moment. It's starting to get cold. Bought a fresh goose today for 60 fucking pounds. Jesus, fresh goose. I've heard goose is quite nice. Never ate goose. Bailey's is nice as blue collar sports TV. Yeah, it is. Nothing wrong with the Bailey's after Xmas dinner mush. Oliver Rushton's got it in one, my man. Lovely, mate. You have a nice big roast dinner, have a glass of Bailey's, fucking joint, and I tell you what, you're out cold. You don't want to go to parties, go and see everyone, do you? You just want to chill at home, watch the Christmas movies, bit of fucking Wizard of Oz or something, bit of bed knobs and broomsticks or something. You know, job done, mate. Job done. Bit of Oliver Twist. Job done. KFC, the clone chicken substitute we all love. Yeah, that's the problem with KFC. They're not even real chickens anymore, are they? Fucking 3 legs and stuff. I want one of them mutant turkeys out South Park. Yeah, I mean, pretty much the turkeys are allowed to roam around freely, and obviously they get big, they get massive. I just don't like turkey. And the thing's just sitting. It's like when you'll eat it, and the thing will be there forever in the fucking fridge because they take ages to kill because they're big birds, aren't they? Feed fucking family for a month. One of them birds were. And it's just there every time you go. You're looking at turkey, you think, fucking, and then you give it to your mum will make turkey sandwiches, all the fucking, it'll be in everything. Everything will be have a bit of turkey on the side of it every time.
I'm good. I'm back.
So no, man.
Oh fuck! I lost my glass of wine. Fuck.
Wait. Ulto's getting a bit of a snob with his glasses of wine, isn't you? I bet you. Oliver Rushton says you see the PBC Errol Spence interview last night, Stu. Didn't seem right to me. I didn't see it, Oliver. Didn't see it, Oliver. Sorry, mate. I did not see that. I had an early one, mate. I was, like I said, I was messing around with my girlfriend. She fucking broke her arm, fell over and broke her arm last night. She played. You know what I mean?
I'm back. Who the fuck left? Is that recognized?
Yeah, man.
Well, I can't even see you. I'm here. Look.
What's up, Stu?
Anyone thinks you needed a fucking Luke Skywalker arm like he was going. So yeah, you know, a fucking artificial arm. You know what I mean? The way she's going on this, but it's just a break. Look up there. I never got a chance to catch up on everything. Do you know what I mean? So there's a few of Chinese crispy duck. Oh, that's fucking lovely. But you just don't put it on a roast dinner, Grievous. You just don't do that.
Stu,
Let's recognise anyway in the house, brother. What are you saying?
What's going on, Stu?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to hold this show on my own. Thank God you're here, man. I need a break.
I'm sure. So your girlfriend broke her arm. What happened?
Well, it's been quite wet over here recently. Slipped over on her. Wearing fucking shoes, she can't walk in properly. And slipped over and landed on her fucking arm in it and broke her arm.
I think there was some action in the bathroom and it was a little wet. That's what I think really happened.
Oh, no, mate. I tell you, the 2 broken legs on a broken arm. If it had been a bit of action, mate. But yeah, no,
So she's in a wheelchair now?
No, well, she's broke her arm. What's she in a fucking wheelchair for, mate?
Was she talking like Errol Spence now?
Oh! I'm gonna be fighting in March. I'm gonna be fighting in March or May, whatever.
Dude,
he looks fucked up.
He sounds horrible.
I think he's like, I'm gonna be fighting in March, and the doctor is like, sure you are.
Did you see his face?
He has like a fucking scar on his.
He doesn't look.
Like, he must have fucking busted himself out of hospital there, because if that's the case, he should still be in there by the sound of it. He was out like a day after. I mean, what's the crack with that one?
Well, he was like Steven
Seagal.
He was like Steven Seagal. He woke up and it's like people were after him and shit, and he started running away.
Oh, is that what he's saying? What happened in the car accident?
Yeah, he couldn't walk and shit, so he was using a mop to move around, like Steven Seagal.
Kelly the Brock's fucking help him get out there.
Yeah, you hear background noise.
He didn't look good, and he didn't sound good, and he doesn't look like
if that's the case, then we really need to consider not seeing Errol Spence in the boxing ring again, then. Because I don't want to see the guy get fucking killed in a boxing ring. Let's be real. So I want to see Crawford that much where it means someone could get hurt. No, I don't. So he needs to improve. He should be fouled. If he takes a medical like that, he should be fouled. He should foul.
If you want to end the show, just send me a message on Skype, all right, man?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but it was I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed to see him like that. And I'm not a Errol Spence fan. I was like, man, he don't sound good, doesn't look good, nothing. There's no like, besides him being alive and he could still walk, there was nothing, positive I took out of that interview. So Stu, what's the topic? Anything?
No holds barred, mate. Do what you want.
That sounds good.
It's like just a quick show we thought we'd do last minute. So no specific topics. Just crack on, talk what you want to talk about. Let's be real. Yesterday's boxing was half decent. I've spoke about that. If you want to talk about some of the fights, and crack on. Recognise?
You know, this I'm using my phone. I notice when I say something without touching my phone, it goes on mute by itself. I'm telling you, these phones are horrible.
Yeah, I prefer using my computer. It's more comfortable. But mine's getting fixed at the moment. So I'm having to use my phone, so it's all new to me. This.
Yeah.
Did you see the fights yesterday? Then recognise.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the fight yesterday. I finally watched.
What do you think about Charlo versus Harrison?
I thought Harrison was winning the fight until he got
I did.
into. But you know, he was playing. If you look at the fight, he was a little bit more dominant this time around. But he was playing right into Jermell's best weapons. You know, he started timing him, and next thing you know, he's hitting him with harder punches, and I saw him breaking down like 2 or 3 rounds before the knockdown.
Yeah.
Before he got stopped.
Agree. Try to meet him. I thought I saw something in Harrison. Well, I don't think really. It seemed like he'd achieved what he wanted to achieve in his boxing career, like win that title, and that was it for me. A bit like Andy Ruiz, sort of took his eye off the ball. Although he's winning that fight, I still don't think he had that same confidence like he did in the fight before. And the alarming thing is when he got caught by Charlo, he actually landed first on Charlo when they traded left hooks. He actually landed first. That should have been taken after power out of Charlo's punch. But it didn't. It still fucking hurt him. Very alarming, that. Recognise. Fuck me, you might as well have stayed offline. Where are you now? Two judges had Charlo up by 3, says Box. I'm going to re-watch it. Blue Collar Sports TV. That might take a lot out of Errol mentally. GB Boxing. Surviving a car crash. This makes you change a lot of things. The way you think, a lot of things. It can make you a bit of a nervous wreck being in a bad car crash. When I was in a bad car crash, I was a passenger. Didn't want to get my license for years. I was like in my 20s, late 20s until I got my license. Serious. Never fancied it. Sort of put me off being a driver. Well, mid-20s, I think. What fights you want for 2022? Right, the fights I want. We're getting Tyson Fury v Wilder. I want the winner of that one to fight Joshua, whoever it is. I want Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. I want Crawford versus Spence or Porter. I mean, only if Spence gets better. Obviously, I don't want to see him in that condition fighting Crawford. It'd be a massacre. I want Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. I want what other fights do I want? I want Callum Smith versus Canelo Alvarez. I want Dillian White versus Andy Ruiz.
Nice fight.
I want Richard Prograis versus Teofimo Lopez. No, who was it was talking about at 140 fighting the other day? I really enjoyed that idea. Oh God, I can't remember. It might have been Teofimo Lopez. Who's saying Prograis would trouble someone with straight punches? I can't remember that. Someone named a fight the other day, and I fucking really like that idea, but my brain's gone. Yeah, I mean, Plant versus Benavides. No, I'm not really bothered about that. Says SE 29-3-4. James DeGale's a bit punched. I don't want to see James DeGale in the boxing ring again. George Cost Bradis final happening next year. Not a bad fight. Definitely would watch it. Not one I'm really calling for though. I'd like to see Usyk versus Anthony Joshua.
Yes. Yes.
Brook Khan. I don't care about Brook Khan. They've bored us to death with it. No one really gives a shit about them. They're both on the downhill. Kell Brook doesn't want to fight. His spine's gone. I mean, I'm sure when they put that still into his face and put a fucking steel spine in there as well because his spine's gone. He don't want to fight. He only wants to beat up on Khan because he's a mess. Khan's
Who
Yeah.
wants to beat on Khan?
Brook, he's got no. Why don't you go after Charlo at 154? Why don't you go after all them other guys? Andrade, I know he's moved up now, but he could have gone after them sort of guys.
Hey, Stu, what do you think about Charlo not wanting to fight Andrade? He was offered a one-fight deal on the zone, and he didn't take it.
Listen,
You
it's
know,
not
he's
about- Charlo wants that fight. It's Al won't let him take the fight.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy said.
it seems
Charlo
that
take
way.
that fight tomorrow. Charlo takes that fight tomorrow, but Al Heyman will not have his fighters on the zone.
But what's
Yeah,
he going
Andrade's
to?
not-
Yeah.
Not
go
even
ahead.
a threat for Pain. I mean, what's he gonna do? Outbox him? He's
But
not a threat in terms of.
What about Jimmy said that because they're thinking of the Eubank Jr. fight, though. That's a possibility.
That
He said that's
Charlo,
gonna
that Charlo Eubank Jr. is happening, and I think it's going to be a barnstorm of a fight. That's actually what I'm looking forward to for the year. Actually, for 2020, I'll put that down. Definitely.
I have, yeah.
I like that
Who do
fight.
you have in that fight? Who do you have in that fight?
That's a
Ooh.
50-50 fight for me because, like I said,
50-50.
Charlo's very wide himself, very wide and very sloppy, quite easy to hit, and he goes, he gets wild as well, just like his brother does. Starts throwing wild shots, and I think Eubank, because Charlo can't fight in the back foot very well when he's fighting backwards. I don't think he's good. So Charlo's going to have to come forward on Eubank, and he's going to have to sit in mid range and in the pocket with Eubank, and I think that suits Eubank to the T. When you've got legs and you can fight in the back foot and you're slick, Eubank finds it impossible to deal with you, and that's when he gets beat. But I think if you sit at that range, mid-range, swinging bombs with him, I think he could, that's what he likes. So 50-50 fight for me, 50-50. The thing, because Eubank is not going to fall over when Charlo lands. He's got a tremendous chin.
Yeah. And Eubank, he likes to bang. So it's going to be interesting. But listen, this Jermell Charlo is the one that has the power, though.
Yeah,
So
he has
you
more
gotta
power.
Be careful.
He does have
Gotta be
power.
careful.
Like
I
said,
think Jermell is a little bit better technically than he is.
Jamal's a better fight for me.
It seems like Jermell is the one that takes more chances, though.
Yes, he does. You're right because he depends on more on his power.
But the thing is, Chris Eubank's not going to fall over when
No,
Charlo
you're gonna have
hits him.
to really work him and knock him out.
Boy. It's going to be one of those USA versus Britain fights.
Are you telling me Charlo hits harder than George Groves? Because I don't believe he does.
I don't.
No.
Maybe the same as him.
Yeah.
Those hooks from what's his name again? Groves. They're fucking deadly, man.
GB Box in the chat says about you. Grievous in the chat says Williams will be hunting Andrade down. I'll tell you what, Liam Williams is a horrible matchup style-wise for Andrade. He will be in all sorts of bother in that fight. Honestly, if I pick Williams, I really do. You guys must be thinking, what the fuck's Stu on about? I'm telling you now, when that fight gets made, because I know he's chasing him. If that's the case, as Grievous in the chat said, I'm actually picking Liam Williams to beat.
Del Boy in the chat says, I prefer Jermell. He fought better competition. Jermell has fought better competition. Martriosian.
I think so. Yeah.
Trout. Did he fight Trout? Yeah, Trout.
Well, I mean, his brother did too.
Yep.
Well, like I said earlier on the show before you guys were on, Williams, very similar to what John Ryder has done. It's a couple of defeats, but sort of changed his style into a fighter, not boxing on the back foot anymore, just getting in the pocket and throwing bombs. And because he's very crisp with his punches, very short punches, and he's very strong and built. Just suits him down to the ground. And Fox could not live with the inside game of Williams. He was getting rocked to his boots every time he was in there. And let's be real, his face was split up, his eyes were cut, his nose was bust. It was a terrible beating he took last night. Liam Williams is going to be an absolute handful for Andrade, and I'll be picking him to win that fight. Sorry, I don't see what everyone sees in Andrade. I watched him v Kulkai, took a hammering in the last few rounds that fight. And I tell you what, Liam Williams would beat the brakes off out of Kulkai. So
Andrade against Sulecki in that first few rounds, he came out fucking like a storm. Yeah. But then he just, I don't know.
But the thing is, that will suit Williams, because Williams is quite short and crisp with his punches. When you throw, Andrade was swinging wide shots, bro, and they were fucking wide. And I don't know, man, you can't fight Williams like that. And let's be real, Andrade does not have this chin that is going to get him out of trouble when he gets hit by big guys like Canelo Alvarez. You can hit him with a fucking hammer and he's still coming forward. That's not Andrade. He's been rocked to his boots many a time. And I think this Liam Wood's strong. Look at the strength. The guy just looks an animal, a bit like John Ryder, big, strong, compact, and throws short punches in the pocket. Fucking very hard man to beat. And I'm telling you something now, Andrade wouldn't surprise me if he gets what Fox got, because Fox fought Andrade. He was injured. He was half fit. He had a bad leg or bad arm or something. Had surgery in his shoulder. That's it. Had a fucking chemo. What's it sort of called? Something in his fucking shoulder anyway. And he's got a big scar. You want to see his shoulder? I thought it was a birthmark at first, but big, massive scar. So it was a big operation. Fought Andrade, wasn't fit, and he he did all right in there. Goes in there with Liam Williams, gets absolutely blown out. So for me, I think Williams beats Liam Smith next as well. I think Williams, he was in a bit of his career where he just didn't know what sort of fighting style to fight. I think that will cost him against Liam Smith. But I think Liam Williams beats Smith now. Smith jumped ship when Frank robbed Williams twice versus Liam Smith. Yeah, I think Liam Williams could have won that, but I think he's a better fighter for it though.
Box says Liam Smith gave Williams a headbutt.
Yeah, it was a bad headbutt. It was a bad headbutt. Smith is a punching bag. Yeah.
Louis says Smith is a punching bag.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though, he's a tough guy, because I tell you what, he gave Munguia all he could handle, and he was in there with Canelo giving it all. All right, he got his ass whooped, but he gave it his all. That's all you can ask from a fighter. So I heard Jaime Munguia was this great Mexican that was coming through. I mean, he looked average against Smith. Smith was tagging him up. So Smith's not a bum. Smith's an ex-world champion, but just not. I think if he fights Liam Williams now, I think he gets beat. Carl Smith needs to get big fights soon. He is. Like I said, Box. You can get to the stage where you just get dragged down to the level that you're fighting if you keep fighting them sort of guys, and then when you have to raise that level because you're getting dragged into deep waters, and you're gonna have to dig deep, and you're gonna have to bring the ability out that you've got. Nothing's there because you're so stuck in a gear where you've not really had to break sweat to beat some of these guys. All of a sudden, you're in there with a guy where you're fucking really in deep water, and you just dig in your tank to find it, and it's not there. So that's why you've got to keep fighting good, world-class opposition, keep busy, and that's when most of the great fighters, you keep doing that. They get better and better, and that's what makes you better. You're not going to improve your timing in sparring in the gym. Your fights do that. You know, you're not going to get match sharp, shall we say? It's an old football saying, match sharpness, because training doesn't get you that. Matches do. It's just a different environment.
It's like sharpening your tools without actually using them. Like you're not using them.
It's a different environment. It's a different environment when you've got a big arena, you got the tellies, there's TV companies watching you. The fucking nerves there, that drains you. Nervous energy takes a lot of fucking energy, mate.
Oh,
that's going to be there with every fighter. I mean, the thought of fighting a guy on the street's quite nerve-wracking. Never mind fighting some fucking guy in front of billions of people. Do you know what I mean?
That,
So
you're
that
fighting.
makes
You're fighting for the thousands of people. The first thing that's coming to your
millions.
mind is you don't want to get knocked out in front of
Look,
them.
of course you don't. You don't want to be a meme on the internet. And
Yeah.
that's what's happened. I mean, the pressure Anthony Joshua went through against Andy Ruiz, I can understand why he fought like that. Anyone that can't see that, you're a fucking moron. Because that Joshua, I mean, he was not going to be a meme again. And he knew if he'd gone in there to war with Andy Ruiz, he would have been.
I
So you
remember
have to
me
be.
and Bucho just saying, "Look, man, me, Bucho, a couple of guys. I think even you, Stu. Look, we're not making excuses for AJ. He just didn't look right. You know, he just looked terrible in the first fight, and then the second fight, he did what he should have done in the first one. Yes, it was boring. I get it. It was a very boring fight. He was very safety first, but he could have done that in the first fight.
Yeah, Louis, I mean, Louis says I think it's worse on the street. Yeah, but fighting against 4 or 5 people, I know
That's what
it's
you
quite.
think.
Yeah,
That's what he thinks.
I know you can get hurt on the street. I know there's no referee to save you. I get that, but I'm on
Yeah, but
about.
you know that, you know.
I'm just on about the before the fight, the nerves you get, not during the. You get completely nervous before a boxing match because you're fighting in front of millions of people. You've got to look good. You can't be quitting when you're getting your ass whooped. Is there somebody? And let's be real, mentally, for months they're going to bed thinking about a guy that could hurt them on the night. Like they could lose their life. I mean, just think about that every night. You could get in a ring and lose your life. I mean, takes a lot out of you mentally. Boxing does. It's not just the physical work; it's the mental. And if you're not there mentally in the head, then that's when boxers fall to pieces. You see Oliver McCall fall apart. You see Tyson Fury do it. You know, when the mind's not there anymore. You know, so it's a very important thing, and that's pressure and stress that comes with boxing. So there's more to it. Sparring will never teach you that. Because fighting in a gym in front of your pals with big head guards on, and you know, you fucking training there to save you whenever you're getting pieced up. It's a different kind of fish.
There's guys that are gym warriors, but they can't fight in front of an audience bigger than fucking 200 people. Once you put like 200 or more, they start getting nervous.
Yeah, of course, man.
Especially when they don't know who they are. They're just watching them. They're like, "Fuck."
I think that's where Teddy Atlas was trying to go with Sammy the Bull Gravano, but he just did it in an arrogant way. I think if he'd explained it properly, you didn't have to be like that. Because let's be real, he'd be in a hole if Sammy the Bull Gravano.
This was back in the day.
Yo,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Teatis has like some muscle behind him, man.
Oh no, he does.
Probably,
but
you know what I mean? Like,
no, he has muscle without a doubt, Bucho. But the thing is, when you're dealing with a guy like Sammy the Bull, he has muscles. He doesn't care about your muscle. He'll take that chance. You know.
Good point. Good point.
He doesn't give a fuck. He'll get into beef with your boys. That's not.
Yeah, it's like what people think. See, a lot of people they don't, especially casuals. They just think the fighter turns up on the night, takes his top off, and just has a fight and gets paid and goes home. They forget about all the months of losing weight, thinking about this fight constantly, mentally draining, thinking every way a fight can go. You're not just sitting there thinking you're going to win knockout. You're thinking I could lose this by a big KO. I could be outboxed. How am I going to do this? You're constantly thinking about the fight. You can't even fuck your missus because it's not allowed in camp. So you just,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a stressful thing. Boxing, you can see why a lot of boxers turn to drugs. You can see why, because the fucking pressure on them. And I think that explains why a lot of them go off the rails, turn to drugs and drink, because it's a very disciplined sport. It really is.
Yep. You have to be real disciplined, man. That's why you see some guys who exceed in the amateur ranks, but not do so well in the professional ranks, because in the amateurs, you're constantly fighting to the level, to this very high level of competition, and you're doing it more often. And that's why you see them go into the.
It's not just that as well. And I know what losing your O in the amateurs means nothing. Losing your O in the pro.
Nothing.
Losing your O in the pro means a hell of a lot. Sorry, it shouldn't be like that way.
Yeah.
Most
and you don't have as
really
many fights too.
Sorry, Fight Scout says most fighters get really fat afterwards because they're just done. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like I said, it takes a lot physically and mentally out of you. That's why at 40 years old, even though Vladimir Klitschko looks like a Greek god to look at, it just weren't there when he had to dig deep against Joshua. Just didn't have it. And look at the shape that guy's in. And you expect Luis Ortiz to turn up looking fucking slick and fast, and it ain't gonna happen. The guy's an old man. You don't get young. This is not Benjamin Button shit we're talking about here. You don't get younger as you get older. You know, it don't work like that. The more
His last
punishment,
fight, he would have fucked Ortiz up. I
yeah,
tell you
come on, mate. I
that.
mean, there's fucking shadows on that brain, all over that brain after that shot he took. So, you know, I don't even want to see him in the ring again.
Yeah. After his first fight, after his first fight from the first Wilder loss, I thought like Luis Ortiz was looking shot.
I thought he was looking shot long before then. When he came to the UK, stunk the joint out against Malik Scott.
Oh
Absolutely
yeah, that's
terrible.
right. That
Absolutely
was
terrible
he
against
couldn't he
Dave
couldn't
Allen.
lay a glove on fucking
Could
Scott,
not
man.
lay a fucking glove on Malik. And this is a Malik Scott that Derek Chisora fucking beat the brakes out of. This Derek
Yeah.
Chisora we're talking about here. Then he fought Dave Allen, got hurt by Dave Allen.
I
Took
think
him like
Chisora might outwork and he would
7 rounds.
outwork and be problems for
Yeah.
for Ortiz. He probably beats him.
Yeah,
Chisora is one of those guys that got better after losses. He's kind of like raw talent. The more fights he gets, the more sharpened he gets.
I think with Chisora, the bigger the threat in there, the better he is. I just think if you stick a bum in, if you stick a bum in there, he won't even bother training, go in there and get beat. Stick a young lion in there, he'll fucking give him hell. Malik was running those as the fight scout. Yeah, but you're going to get fighters that run and at least land a glove on the fucking guy. This is the guy you're telling oh yeah, Deontay Wilder's best win. Everyone's scared of Lewis. He's the boogeyman. Yeah, fucking boogeyman that can't land a glove on Malik Scott. Have a word with yourself, will you? Fucking the guy that got rocked to his boots by Dave Allen, the boogeyman. I said I've seen fucking scarier things on Sesame Street.
Cookie Monster's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cookie Monster scares me. Big Bird scarier than Luis Ortiz.
I love it how the narrative, the channels that try to paint the narrative that Ortiz is this boogeyman. I'm like, do they realize they're the only ones that believe this nonsense?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think Luis Ortiz believes he's the boogeyman, especially not with that fucking new haircut he's got.
Oh yeah, with the little extensions on it, huh?
Yeah, fucking soul glow in it.
He got hit so hard, one of the strands came out.
Yeah, innit? I mean, to be fair, he looked. I mean, when he fucking went down, he looked like he was having a stroke. I honestly thought he was having a fucking stroke.
I felt bad for him. I was like, damn, 60-year-old man, you shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, it's like watching your granddad get chinned at a bar, isn't it?
Your grandfather's still strong, still capable. He can whip any other 60-year-old ass, but you're fighting a 35-year-old.
Yeah. Terrible fight, though. Lewis just for men Ortiz. Yeah, he'll be doing adverts with Shane Warne next, won't he? Revolution says, I love how Stu just said Big Bird. He said Big Bird. I've always said Big Bird. I don't know what Revolution's talking about. He's going on about Big Bird, I think. Fight Scout, he was wearing that LeBron James glue on hair. I bet he got one of the fucking sisters from the hood to steal it out of one of the Korean shops or something.
What's this whole thing going on about? Damn, his name slips me right now. There's somebody who uploads videos. He trying to fight Kenny Porter.
Yeah, the barbershop wants to fight Kenny Porter.
Barbershop. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Like I said earlier, mate, if fucking Kenny Porter hit Barbershop, when Barbershop wakes up, there'll be a fucking chalk mark around him. I mean, let's be real. Kenny Porter would mutilate that guy. Barbershop. He should stick to cutting fucking old people's hair, talking about Joe Louis. Like, like the scene in
yeah. Joe Louis was 75 years old.
Yeah, brilliant, weren't it? Fucking brilliant, man.
You know what was fucked up about Barbershop? What's up?
Oh, what's that, Jimmy?
What's happening? You know what's fucked up about Fred going after her, though? I mean, I watched the video a few times. Kenny, that kind of, I don't know if this chick was close to him, who she was. I mean, she had these big fucking stiletto pumps on. And, like, I guess, this guy's kind of pushing, Fred back, trying to take, the steam out or whatever's going on, the disagreement. And I guess the girl boxed something. And Fred, of course, is claiming he went to swing at Kenny, but you could tell what he was doing. He was like half-heartedly slapping at that chick. I don't think he was, but it was like it was bizarre. But the point is, then he's yelling, "Come on, Kenny, let's go somewhere else, Kenny, let's go somewhere else, Kenny." My thing is, if Kenny was really close to
Somewhere
him,
else.
why didn't he fucking smack him?
Hang
Like,
on a minute. Hang on a minute. Why don't he be a real man and fight Sean? Why don't he fight
Yeah.
Sean instead?
Oh,
What-
I know,
let
but
me tell you
I'm
something,
Kenny
old
should
man.
have fucking Kenny should have knocked that
Hey,
clown
what
out.
guy in his prime? What guy in his prime wants to go after the old man? Why don't he go after the fucking young lion that's sitting there in front of his dad?
Listen,
Hey,
there
don't
was
want
one
any
time.
part of that.
My father, rest in peace. There was a time where he didn't like he had a bad temper, and he was put. My father's like 22 years older than me, and so I was in my 20s. He was like in his late 40s or something like that, right? And he got into an altercation with a guy who wanted to fight him. I knew who the guy was, and the guy was like making threats, like "I'll fuck you up." I'm just saying, if I'm Sean Porter, on general principle, I went up to that guy and I beat the shit out of him because, dude, you're my age. What the fuck you arguing with my father? Even if my father was maybe a little out of line.
Even if your
certain
father
things.
was 100% in the wrong, it's your
Yeah.
pop. You're throwing down. You don't even like. I wouldn't even. Give
Yeah,
a
I'm like, yo,
second thought,
motherfucker,
man.
you got to
Even
fight me. You got a problem.
disrespect my
You come
father, I'd
see me.
smash a glass in your face. Never mind, fucking threaten to fight him.
Ridiculous.
Everybody's
If I
dead.
was Sean Porter, I would check him. I would say, look, you are not allowed to cover any of my events until you spar with me, you sign papers. Whatever happens to you, you don't sue me. Then you can get some press credentials, maybe.
Well, just think about how badly you have to fucking embrace denial to be a fan of one of those channels. I mean, you just post any random video he did. Like, I won't watch his videos. I can't stomach it. But I'll just go to one of the videos with one of his clickbait things, and you go down in the the comments, and it's half of them are just eviscerating him, and then the other half are just echo chambering everything he's saying, and it's like, but that's wrong. It's just like 100% wrong. It's factually wrong. Like, so the
Jimmy,
fact is that
Jimmy.
they don't live. Yeah.
Louis Javon in the chat says, Jimmy, you sound like Teddy's guy. You Bostonians all sound solid. You do, bro. You've got that gangster voice to you, man. The old Bostonians have got it, haven't they?
Yeah, well, it's because we butcher English, man. We're terrible at it. We drop our R's. We have no R's and shit. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Crack on,
No,
Jim.
no, fucking no. I
I
get
thought
told
to
every
say that
time.
before it scrolled down. I couldn't find it again.
Well, every time I go anywhere outside of Boston, every time like any of my friends we go anywhere, it's always what they say. Like, anywhere, like, what are you guys, gangsters? Like, oh man. And it's funny too, because my girl's from here, but she was just a difference from being in Lowell. Like, she was raised less than 10 miles away in Westford, another town, but like Lowell was like a valley surrounded by these wealthy communities, and where they all say their R's and they all go to private schools, and we would just look down upon and shit. But yeah, so we got a
Nice
lot
view,
of
Bucho.
like,
Nice. You live the city life. I like that.
yeah, no,
What
Pucho's got a fucking badass fucking place in Montreal. Look
What
at
is
that
it when
fucking.
people what is it when people are from New Orleans, the way they say you hear me? You heard me? They say
You
you
heard
heard
me.
me.
You heard me.
me.
Oh, it's you
Oh, yeah.
heard. You heard me.
Didn't they-
You heard
Yeah,
me.
You
in
heard me?
Georgia
That's
too,
it.
right?
Funny.
That the whole southeast, yeah, they start yeah, you her, yeah, like that. That's bizarre. But you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to fucking
Bizarre.
get their fucking own angles, I guess. But
Yeah, Boston. People from Boston have a unique accent.
I tell you what, I quite like the Southern American accent, especially down south. I think, especially with the females, I think they're quite,
females,
like
oh yeah,
Dolly
southern
Parton,
accent.
the way Dolly Parton speaks. I love that in a female, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
just sit there and let them
still,
talk to
brother.
me all night.
Well, that's actually that's been
English
but
girls.
that's
I usually want them. With English girls, I usually want them to say nothing. But with a Southern American, she can say what she likes when she speaks like that.
Hey,
but that's
Bucho, you
very.
froze.
Well, I was gonna say that's commonplace too. I mean, that's not commonplace. That's you hold the very it's a widely held view. Like every time when they have who's has the sexiest accent, and it's always
Oh,
Southern Belle,
it makes them sound sweet, doesn't it? It sounds so sweet and
right?
innocent, feminine, how a woman should be. I don't want a woman that's got a deeper voice than me and's got bigger shoulders than me. I just don't want that.
That's it. It's just. Can I just get those requests? without being labeled a male chauvinist pig.
Go ahead,
Well,
Reckoner.
what about that dude in Canada who's being sued? The woman saying she's suing him for sexual something. Well, basically, this transvestite dude who still got his fucking, fucking special purpose between his legs, and he's fucking trying to hook up with this dude, and this dude's like, no, it works, saying no, I'm not gay. And because he said I'm not gay, she's suing him because she says I'm a woman. How can you say you see what I'm saying?
You got balls. What are you talking about, yo?
Just because that she's suing the fucking company,
So let me
suing
tell you
him,
something now.
saying, isn't that
Western
crazy,
women,
man?
let me tell you something now. Western women, especially white women, I'm going to say it, are the most spoiled, entitled, foul-mouthed savages on the planet, right? And it's a true fact. When Boris Johnson won, because they're all fucking lefty do-gooders women these days, aren't they? When Boris Johnson won the fucking
they lost
election,
their shit.
go on the internet. It's all women crying about the homeless, crying about racism, crying about what Boris is going to do, crying about the NHS. Get real nasty little pieces of work they are. I'll tell you
Same
what.
thing with Donald Trump. Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Like
I can
that-
see now why our ancestors didn't let them fuckers vote, because they're very dangerous. Give them power. God dear. Can you imagine? Oh, well, we'll get off this topic because I'm getting wound up just
Well,
thinking
no,
about it.
it's fucked up. I can go ask my girl right now and say, hey, you think women should vote? And she'd say no. Imagine that. And she's like, fucking very, very educated too. But the reason why, she said, only people is set up that only people who fight and actually die, like, frontline soldiers, that was part of the right. Like, if you're going to fight and bleed and die for your country, you get the right to vote. But because she thinks that women just make terrible leaders too, because of their nature. They want to nurture instead of, they easily manipulated, easily into like trying to find the
Yeah.
good in people. And that's
I
coming
don't
from a
think
woman.
anybody. I think
Box in the chat.
anybody.
Hang on a sec. Box in the chat says Lily Allen. He's perfect example of a spoiled, entitled little left-wing feminist. Doesn't even bother shaving her fucking armpits. I bet when
Oh,
she takes the
Jesus.
knickers off, fucking Robin Hood's flying out of the trees. I mean, get out
Suck.
of here, man.
I've
Nasty,
seen her. She
disgusting
sucks.
women that probably don't even put deodorant on. Go and look. I mean, say what you like, but go and look at the women, right? At a fucking a Democrat march. Go and look at them in the crowd. All look buck teeth mutts. Go and look at the conservative. Go and look at Go and look
They're
at
nice-looking women.
Donald King.
Yes.
Donald Trump fucking event. And look at all the beautiful
Really,
women in the
they're all
crowd, man.
hot.
They're all
The
hot-looking
conservative-
chicks, yo. They are.
Conservative women, because they're clearly not bitter and twisted about the world, are a lot more attractive than these lefties are. I mean, let's be real. A lot of the time, these lefties play the victim because they never got any attention at school by the boys. Let's be real.
That's what that's about.
That's
You know that,
that's
right? That's what this all
exactly what it is.
This is
They
what
were
this
the
whole
last
feminist
ones
attack
killed.
against men are. These are the girls that were. These were the women that the guys in their school didn't look at. Nobody
Yeah.
really took them.
So they end up becoming
very
dykes.
Yeah, they
That's
become
what-
dykes. They become men haters. Hey, when they get older, they get sex. I mean, because eventually you're gonna find somebody's horny enough to fuck them. I mean, that's pretty. You're not accomplishing anything
Hey,
there.
mate, don't get me wrong, mate. If they come round here, they'll get one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, of
pussy,
course.
mate.
Oh, yeah. But these are
You know
the
what I mean?
girls. Jimmy,
I'll be fucking driving them
Stu,
home
these
the
are the
next
girls.
morning, that's for sure.
Hey, Stu, these are the girls that you met at 5:00 in the morning after you made 3 booty calls and it didn't work out. You're like, oh shit, look who's.
I'll tell you what, let me tell you something now, right? I've slept with a few lefties in my time. You could just tell them that they stick out, and I'll tell you what, they're the dirtiest bitches on the planet, aren't they? Let's be real. They've
And
got
they're the
standards.
dirtiest
They
girls.
sit
They
there and
love
talk about
to be.
standards when they haven't got any standards themselves. I mean, these girls.
You know what's crazy
can
too? They
do
love to
anything
be.
you want with them. Got no self-respect.
Yeah.
Mine's gone, isn't it? The Marxists
And-
took their
and they're
fucking
dirty.
soul and their dignity.
They're dirty in the bedroom, bro. They love to be controlled by like a
You're fucking filth.
alpha male.
Even scared me. I thought, all right, you're getting a bit too dirty now for me. I'm a fucking, I'm up for anything, guy. I'm do you know what I mean? Like, no, you're scaring me now, love.
She's trying to lick your
Dirty.
toes, right?
Yeah, well, and other things as well. Them dirty mutts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the fucking 7-Eleven hounds. Fucking, you pick them up at 3 in the morning, 7-Eleven. Last call, last chance. Because I grew up in near colleges, so 7-Elevens. It was always the pink-haired weirdo chicks who are angry because they have daddy issues, and their boys they hang around, the low-T, narrow-shouldered freaks. Last one's kid, picked in fucking gym class. I don't know if they still do that. Remember when I was a kid, you'd line up against the fence for kickball, and they would pick, the best, strongest kid, and who would always be the weakest little, the kids who were lined up on the fucking school dance with their backs against the wall, never get. That's who Twitter is run
There's a
by
picture
now.
on Facebook. There's this fucking guy. He's about 5'1", He's got the machismo of, say, fucking Rick Moranis, right? He's got this skirt on with leggings, and he's got this sign up, "All refugees welcome." I thought, yeah, I wonder why, innit? So you can find one of fucking freakish enough to fucking go out with you or date you.
That's what that's about.
That's
Look
all
at
it
the
is.
girls.
But,
Look at
hey,
mainly
let's
the
be real.
girls.
The more third world goat herders there are, the more chance one of these mutts are going to find some love. Let's be real. That's all it is.
A lot of these girls that are like pure, you know, there should be no walls, there should be no borders, no nothing, right? They're ugly women that just had a hard time getting men to take them serious in their own country, their own neighborhood. So they start looking outside. That's all that's about.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, did you guys hear
Hang on a
Chavez?
minute. Hang on a minute. What's Bay Area in the chat? What's he upsetting everyone for? Let me have a look at that guy, man. What's wrong with him?
Oh, maybe Bay Area is upset about, you know, because
Well, yeah, I think it's because I
the Bay
mentioned
Area.
Trump.
He doesn't like that comment. He wants to
When
think
I
that
mentioned Trump, he started shitting himself, thinking about, oh no, man.
they want me
They're up-
because I'm just a
Yeah.
hero. And
They want Trump's looking for him. Trump's looking for that guy, man.
Why is he a never Trumper?
And look, man, you know the whole treatment that they gave Boris Johnson and Trump is very similar. You got to look at it. It's just it's the same crowd of people, you know, that are upset with the outcome.
Dude, listen, this past thing in UK was historic, dude. It was a complete repudiation of their fucking whack job ideology, and it's going to happen here in 2022. The left,
I
What,
believe so too.
no, listen. I'll tell you what now. That progressive politics is dying. From the outside, it looks like it's strong, but it's dying. I mean, if you
because
only
it's Twitter, dude. Twitter's not real life.
Mate, they're continuing. The
Exactly.
thing is, a lot of people think they get their information off Twitter and think that's how the real world thinks. It's propaganda, that Twitter. If you look at the real world, progressive politics, far left politics is dying. You've only got to look at all the elections recently, all over Europe. Far right groups are getting in. Conservatives are the best. They're taking Labour seats all over the country. They fucking dominated that election. You've got Trump winning, Trump favourite to win again. I mean, it's just it's left wing politics is dying, but it just looks like it's still alive, thriving from the outside because all the big companies and all the big bankers are all fucking lefties.
And you know what? You know what? Trump is going to win big, like you just said. Or if it keeps going this way, he will win big, right? With this left wing media smears and just over exaggerating. He has one of these votes that whatever the number they're giving you, add another 7 to 10% because there's a lot of people because of the left wing media that won't tell you who they really
Of course they
voted
won't. Hey, listen, polls in America are pointless. Because do you know why? Because Trump's name's that toxic amongst the left. You're not even allowed to say that you're a Trump supporter because you could lose your job or anything. You know, it's pathetic. They're bullies, right? But the thing is, they're losing. They're losing bad. And SB in the chat's asked me, what do I think about Trump's impeachment? I'm telling you what, that impeachment has actually sealed the election for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to cruise that election.
Trump is never going to get. He's never
First
going to get
off,
removed.
Democrats, they don't even have a reason to impeach a guy. It's so pathetic
It
and
hasn't
embarrassing.
taken, and it's not even taken.
You know what? Once they impeached him, they're actually the Democrats wanted to fucking take it back. They realized
Of course they
the
did.
backlash
They saw that. You know what
backlash they
happened?
got. They realized this is a big error.
Stu, you know what
Until it
happened?
goes to the Senate, it's not even impeached. The Senate
Stu,
has
you know
to
what
vote.
happened?
That's the Constitution. You know
When
what I mean?
they-
This is a joke.
Yeah. It's the
Hey,
House.
That
Stu,
doesn't
Yeah.
count yet.
You guys hear
The
me?
Senate won't even. The Senate will laugh that out of court, mate. Do you know what I mean? The Senate.
Listen, it's every fucking Obama called for president, called president like timeout for saying, no, I don't want to deal with this. They would just call privilege. You know how many times Obama did it? 27 times. That's what one of the accounts that are, they're saying, no, you call privilege. That every president's done. Listen, that's a joke. But the bottom line is this. You know what the number one occupation on Twitter is for, like, if you would, people with the most, job or not, is media. Imagine that media. That's like if you combine like welders, plumbers, all this different bullshit, professions, media. And that's why Twitter's like that.
The Democrats rely on black vote, Hispanic vote, right? But the Democrats have gone so far left. They're even going too far left.
They're even scaring like the American, the American-born Spanish and blacks.
Exactly. Even they're thinking, "Fuck me, you're like communist Russia. You are over there. You stay over there."
It's like that guy.
Away from,
you get
come away from communism. A lot of them, ain't they? A lot of them fucking got out of communism.
It's like
Hispanics.
that. It's like that black crowd that sits down and they're cool with Whitey's the devil. But as soon as you say let's kill their babies, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Plus, black
Also,
people, you know,
it's not just
Southern
that.
black people don't like I mean, not they don't like transvestite. They're much more, you know, I can't say the word, but they're more religious. They don't back all that crazy leftist bullshit.
Listen,
And
the
that
thing
right
is
now,
though,
his points are the highest
them,
ever, 35%.
yeah, them hate preachers, right? The first thing they do when the money comes in is go and live near white people. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. They make a living out of fucking calling white people the devil, yet want to live with the devil. I mean, let's be real. It's
Because
just,
it's safe to live with the devil.
listen, these black people, some of these probably don't even think like that. They're puppets for the elite. They're probably told to go in there, cause tension, because that's how the left try and win, divide and conquer, don't they? The left. But the
Well,
thing
they
is,
don't debate.
they've gone so far left where they're even turning on black people now for certain things. Do you know,
Yeah.
they're turning on Mexicans, and so they're just feeding off each other. Like Joe Rogan said it. Joe Rogan said it perfectly when he was saying about how the left are eating itself. He said he had some piranhas, and he'd say when one of the piranhas would start to flutter in the tank when it comes to start to die, he goes, they'd fucking fly onto this thing and chew it up in seconds, right? As soon as he started to show a bit of weakness, and that's what the left are doing to themselves, eating themselves.
J.K. Rowlings.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing to J.K. Rowlings right now. She was the queen of the left in England. They're eviscerating her just because she said she believes in science.
J.K. Rowling is finished, mate. The right finished her, and then the left finished her off.
Because she said she believed that there's men and women. Only because she believed in standard science. That's how crazy they can't debate you because none of their standards, none of their fucking philosophies hold up. So they have to throw in verbal hand grenades, racist, misogynist, a xenophobe, because
You're a
that puts
Russian
them on.
agent. You're a
That puts
Russian
them on
agent.
yeah, exactly. That puts them on a moral, in their mind, their weak mind, a moral superior.
Like you said, lefties. I think the criteria to be a lefty, you've got to be an ugly fucker. That's the main thing. You've got to have no spine, be weak, and play the victim very well, and you'll do very well on the left. Let's be when you go and watch the American TV channels, you've got Tommy Loren. I mean, look how beautiful she is. Candice Owens, all these beautiful conservative women. Now go and look on the left. You've got fucking Rosie O'Donnell and people like that. I mean, they're just disgusting, vile.
You know what's even worse? You know what's even worse? It's becoming uglier by the moment.
Whoopi Goldberg and Pink Girls. They're just disgusting, vile women, and they're bitter and twisted.
Becoming uglier by the moment?
White guys.
You know who's becoming uglier by the moment? The girl from my state, Alexandria Ocasio.
I told you, she's an absolute
becoming
demon.
ugly the way with that stupid face.
She had that fucking ridiculous black dude who was in that green suit. You can tell he's just a bigot. He hated white people, but he was pretending to be a scientist. And she was asking him straight up. She was actually leading him in the questions just to get to the final answer. Okay, so what you're saying is white people are responsible for fucking global warming. Can you imagine the mindset of a fucking sitting U.S. congressman to say something like that?
Because that's how stupid they are. Have they seen the pollution coming out of China and India right now? I mean, China and India in a day are probably doing what we're doing in 6 months. So they're too scared because it doesn't fit their narrative. Oh, we can't pick on minorities no matter what they do. The left are fucking sick in the head. That's what happens when you go to university. You get infested by these Marxist professors that were always the hippie little fucker that sat in the corner with a flower in his hair, taking drugs all day, that sponged off mummy and daddy all their lives, ended up in a high university and got a few degrees here and then end up teaching kids, preaching Marxism.
Why don't you do a YouTube page, dude? You should.
Don't ever say
politics.
What, my twin sons are not going to university. I don't care what their mum says. They're not fucking going. They're going to go and be a real man and go out in the real world and get tilted by some Marxist professor.
Trade school.
Dude. You know what I mean?
Go to a trade school. Go to a trade school, bro. That's all. And you should have a podcast, dude, because you know your shit, dude. I'm not fucking just being a jerk off because I count myself pretty intelligent about today's politics, and you're nailing it right. Everything you're saying is root and cause. Everything at 1,000,000%, you're 100% right. This is the universities, propaganda.
I've been saying it forever. When my daughter said she's going to uni, I was fucking horrified because I knew she was going to come back as this feminist little fucking terror that was going to have a flower in her hair and spouting all this nonsense. Thank God my daughter's she's been brought up by me, still got her conservative views, still voted Brexit, voted conservative. Proud of her, because I'll tell you what, mate, if she'd have been it turned out to be one of them lefty snowflakes, I'd it'd have been painful. So
It would have broke your heart.
yeah, it would have done. So I'm glad for that. But my boys won't be going to university. I think they're mentally destroying them. But so they're not even learning anything anymore. Because when they come out of university, half of them don't know fuck all about anything.
And they're
Useless.
teaching them straight
They don't even
lies.
clean their rooms up. Look how they live. They live like fucking animals. They don't even clean their room when they're living in them.
Yeah,
They
the
live
room looks like shit. I know.
Yeah, fucking dishes that been there 3 weeks and stuff. Fucking animals. If you can't clean up a dish, then what sort of education have you got? Yeah, they call the working class stupid.
No, you're 100% right, dude. 100% right. Berkeley's the worst of all, too. Literal communist professors. 23% of their faculty are communist, and like 70% total are socialists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is,
That's
I
crazy.
tell you what, when the Soviet Union broke up, all the fucking little communist bastards, they all split up, went all around Europe and all around America, and they started spewing this Marxist communist ideology all over again. But they started, powerful people, mate, got a lot of money, started to get jobs in the government, get jobs in the schools. That's where you teach your ideologies.
You notice that communist politics are like fucking. They're very attractive to like losers of society.
Bums,
Any
ugly.
society.
Like I said, ugly people.
Because think about it, they're saying take other people's money. They and like even like you watch that debate, right? That Democratic debate. They're sitting there talking
so
about
terrible.
in exclusivity, right? No division, no division. And then all they do is talk about billionaires. We got to get them. We got to like they're fucking vile creatures. It's like you just. So they're wealthy, and it's just disgusting to hear how they.
But I
So
know where it's coming
young
from.
losers, they want their money.
Listen, I know a lot of people, right, that had left-wing parents, and they force their ideology on their kids from a young age, man. It's like brainwashing. So they're getting that from their home, and then they're going to university and get it tenfold. I mean, everywhere they go, they've got this progressive politics. Oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. You better back the gay person. You better back the tranny. You better back the minority.
The worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world, Stu, is to be raised by parents that still have this lefty mentality, because lefty mentality should leave you by your 30s. Like that should leave you. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had like this lefty ideology.
Everybody's liberal.
To a degree. It was always to like a look. I was never, even when I was a fucking criminal, I was never down with we bees oppressed.
No, but that makes
cops. I was like, no.
Listen,
I know for a fact. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was never down. Look, I'll give you an example of I had like this leftist ideology when I was younger and I was a criminal, right? But I never bought into this one thing I never bought into. Cops be oppressing us. I'm like, nah. You mean guys like us be oppressing us? That's basically.
No, but the thing is that's not left, right? What's happened is recognise, yeah. The left have actually intruded on the word liberal. They've actually hijacked it. The word liberal is like a conservative, really, is like a libertarian. That not as far right as the conservatives, if you want to, but in the middle, a libertarian. That is a proper liberal, and that's fine. But the far left have hijacked that word. They call themselves liberal now. No, I call them white liberals, but they're not white liberals. They're white communists.
They're white progressives.
They're white Leninists. Trotskys, they're all them sort of fucking people. They're not liberal. Liberals been hijacked because really, us lot on this show, we're liberals.
Exactly.
We're liberals.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point.
We're patriots, but we're not racist or anything like that. We'll get on and we have values.
But if you look at the history, of like socialist, communist shit like that, the left has always been the liberals have always been the easiest to infiltrate. Always.
It's a circular firing squad. They eat their own. That's why.
No, what it is, because they're just like, anyone's welcome.
Right. That's the problem. Welcome. I think that's a problem. Look, if you're not from a country.
I mean, you've got the left marching with terrorist organisation in London.
Yeah.
You've got them marching together. Do they have a clue that these people would fucking hang them from the lampposts if they ever got in power?
It's the wrong. I think about it. It puts up. It takes the individual over the group. They take the smallest. Listen, why do you think trans people are so big in the news? It makes up less than 1% of the population, and it's trans because they always break it down to the most singular, oppressed, type of thing. So it's the worst. It's supposed to be invert. Like, you know what? Oh, well, nation building is powerful. It's
Yeah.
destructive. Oh, well, you know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Listen,
And that's what it's supposed to be.
Louis Javan in the chat, he's from the UK, he's a black guy. He says, yes, the left is racist, no question, and I'm black, obviously. He's spot on. The lefties are all good for diversity until you move into their little villages that they live in. Go and move next to a liberal or a lefty, shall we say, in their nice little village where all white people are all sitting out in their lounges in the garden with, you know, taking the sun in because they've all got the money to stay at home because they don't have to go to work anymore. Go and move in with your family and see how liberal and progressive and how diverse they are now. They preach on everyone else when they don't have to live it themselves.
Well, look at that. Look at that map. Look at that map of San Francisco, Stu. Right? They have that poop map where they have all the reported map. They have it all like little spots, where they've been reported feces on the ground and needles, and then it's all around Oakland, San Francisco, through the city. And then there's one section of up on the hill called Elamine or Elamine. I'm butchering the name, but that's where like Nancy Pelosi and everybody lives. Not one dot. Not one. So all the liberal lawmakers who are fucking passing these absurd laws where now they can fucking pull a trow down in the middle of CBS and drop a log in fucking aisle 3. It's like, and they don't get arrested. They may now fucking petty larceny is now $950 before you get a felony. So they don't even bother arresting people now. You know how much shit you can steal up to $1,000?
Yeah.
It brings in pros. Now there's rings of thieves out there.
Yeah, I mean, you've only got to look at Trump. What Trump did, the first thing he did was put conservative judges in everywhere, Republican judges.
That pissed them off.
Because the fucking system was so far left. It was ridiculous. You're getting like illegal immigrants that are murderers are getting rights over the victims that have been murdered.
And you know why you know you're right? Here's how you know you're right about what you just said. And think about the Democratic Congress. As soon as they came into office, the first thing, let's impeach Trump. The reason you're right is because, look, Nancy Pelosi knew she was the House Speaker when Bush was president. George W. Bush was the president, and she was very much aware of the war crimes he was committing. She was told, and she chose, and that she could have brought up an impeachment charge on that because that's high crimes and misdemeanor. That's definitely high crimes and misdemeanor.
Listen,
and
Nancy Pelosi.
She didn't do it. She didn't do it.
She doesn't want to do it. Recognize. She doesn't want to do it. Never has done. She's been fucking. Well, she's been basically forced into doing it by the commies that the left has taken.
She's a neocon. She wants war.
She wants war.
Look at her face. She did not want to impeach Trump. You can just look at her.
He's been around long enough. She knew it was a losing card.
Left have infested the Democrat Party, and they're basically running it now. It's like the Labour Party in the UK. The left hijacked it, and they've taken it to such a far left where there's no coming back now. And I think that's what Nancy Pelosi knows this. She's not fucking stupid. She's been around politics long enough. What do you think John Biden is? He's trying to go a bit more centre. He's trying to drift away from them, give everything for free sort of politics. He's trying to drift more to the centre because it's election time, and people are not going to buy that far left aggressive. It's just, it ruins countries. You've only got to look at every far left country that's got a communist regime is struggling, or socialism.
And I love how like some people you argue with over here that are like communists or they're big time socialists, which is to me the same. They'll be like, oh, you know, you give them examples of like how socialism, communism has failed these countries. They'll be like, oh, well, that was different. If we were to do it, like, what's going to be so fucking different about it? It's the same policy, you moron. It's gonna work.
Imagine the level of narcissism it has to take, the level of fucking self-gratitude to say, okay, that ideology is responsible for 160 plus million people dead, but I can do it right this time.
Yeah, that's right. That's narcissism at high. That's narcissism at high. This is narcissism for you, thinking that these people can go against the will of 17.4 million people who voted Brexit, held it back for 3.5 years, called us stupid, called us dumb working class, laughing at us, mocking us, right? Now look at them. They've all lost their jobs. They're all on the back burner, mate. So they're losing the battle. They're losing the fucking battle, mate. But these people, there's not a democratic bone in their body, yet they fucking claim to be the most democratic people. I mean, they call themselves the Liberal Democrats, the Democrat Party.
I thought Owen Jones was going to cry. I thought Owen Jones was going to turn to water when he was apologizing for losing.
Listen, this is narcissism for you, right? The Labour Party, right, in the UK, they offered free broadband to everyone, right? Now that sounds good when you think about it. Anything free is good, but then break it down. Think about how it's going to hurt our economy. All them broadband companies are paying millions and billions of dollars into the system, right? That's all gone. Right, that's all gone. Your free broadband. That's loads of. They're giving free healthcare to every free school tuition fees at college. I mean, trillions of dollars. Where they're finding it, they would have broke this country, mate. The left just don't think. They just like to spend other people's money till there's nothing left to spend. Absolutely. That's
They
why
want
they
the
died.
people completely dependent on them. If you give everybody everything, they're dependent on you. That's what they want. They want full power.
Yep. And like I said, very dangerous fucking people. If Jeremy Corbyn had got in to be the Prime Minister of the UK, then we would have fucking gone
I
down.
believe there would have been a civil war. I would have
It would
believed
have
it
been.
would have touched it off something.
I believe that could have been the final spark that sparked it all off. This guy's
Well,
sitting there. This guy's sitting there, going against the British people, standing with the IRA after these people have bombed our streets. He sits there with the mullahs of Iran against us, you know, and America, our best friends, our allies. He's there siding with the mullahs of Iran and going against the US. Refuses to speak to the president of the United States when he comes over. But yet when he asked to fucking meet Trump, Trump flopped him and said, "No, do one, man. I don't speak to you."
Yeah, I mean, it's only Western society, European society that are asked to like be kind to the enemy.
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
you watch the sweetheart deal Trump's
listen,
going to give the UK.
that terrorist that got shot the other day in London by the cops. You've got lefties on the internet. Oh, did they really have to shoot him? Yes. If I was there, I'd have popped the whole fucking magazine in the guy, right in his nuts.
He shouldn't have been left. He shouldn't have still been in London to begin with.
Let's keep him alive so he presses the button and blows another 20 people up. These fucking people are sick.
But I'll tell you though,
Not a word said. Not a word said about the two people stabbed to death. The two teen had their lives ahead of them. Not a word said about them. Let's feel sorry for the fucking guy with a suicide vest on with a knife in his hand. No, sick fucking people. Let me tell you something now. White liberal is a disease to the planet. Or I'm not even going to call him white commie is a disease to the planet. And as soon there needs to be a fucking cure. I'm telling you, because this place is not going to get any better while they're around.
Fuck, man.
And I'll tell you, know what though? Trump is going to make an awesome. You watch the UK deal. Trump is going to give a fucking. That's going to be an awesome deal. I bet you he puts a real good one together because he's going to show solidarity with Boris, which is good. You know, why shouldn't it be? That's you guys have been our number one ally since time immemorial.
Look, when it comes to politics, I'm not a fan of any of these guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't trust them. All right, I'm not gonna get all conspiratorial.
But it's lesser of evils,
just don't
though.
trust them. But how can you look at the left, especially in America, and I'm sure it's like that in the UK too, and say and wonder to yourself why they decide to go the other way around to someone like Trump, Boris Johnson? I don't know much about him, but you know I've heard some nasty things being said about him. Whether it's true or not, I have no idea.
Where'd you hear the leftist media?
Of course.
Exactly.
He's like Trump. He's just like Trump and whatever. You know the deal, right? So, and he's a racist and so forth and all these comments. Now, I'm not saying that these guys don't have bad things about them. That there's something in their politics that are probably not good for everyone or anyone. But my point is, how can you look at their behavior, the behavior of the left, and not wonder to yourself, well, it's easy why they picked Trump. Look how the left, when you got Alexander Ocasio as one of your group leaders, okay? All you gotta do is listen to this bitch speak. Now, look, I'm Puerto Rican just like her. We're both Puerto Ricans. I will never vote for a woman like that. She's a nut job, okay? She belongs working at a bar until she gets so much semen inside of her that she says, you know what? I realize that my life is not going anywhere. You know? Yeah, I mean that's what she was doing. I guarantee you that. Okay, this is a woman that's a walking contradiction. Look, she hates white people.
Thing is, though,
she hates white people, and all she dates is white men. I want you to think
Yep.
about that for a second.
Yeah, but
Ginger too.
listen,
Ginger white men.
women have sort of hijacked the quota system. You know that they used to have black people had a quota system where you have to have certain black people working on a job, which is fair enough. I agree with that, but not bringing it into sex now, where women should look. Women have got jobs where they've got no business being in them. They're not good enough to do the job, but they're there to fill up a quota system. They sort of took over from black people's quota system. Now black people are back in the line again, while some fucking white blonde chick takes the job. I mean, this is the left for you. They're just they've gone so far left. I mean, even black people are getting left behind. So
yeah,
Well,
I told that to like a lot of, to a lot of black people that I know, some of them that I work with, and I told them, I'm like, yo, you next. I mean, you've been on.
listen, Louis,
You've been affected. You just don't realize it, but you know they're gonna forget about you. They don't trust you either. They don't trust you.
Louis, you can say wow, Stu, all you like. My point is that there was a quota system put in for, but whether you think it's right or not, it's your opinion. I'm not fucking trying to say anything racist here. I'm just saying there's a quota system. Do your fucking research. There's quota systems, and the women are actually we're getting quota systems where women are getting jobs now, and well, they have done their business there. They shouldn't be in the job, especially in politics. Now, there's a system. You get quota systems all over the world. There's where you have to have certain black people in certain roles to fill up the quota systems. Do your research. They do it everywhere.
That's
But
true.
now
That is 100% true.
that is 100% true.
Yeah. I mean, in
So-
America, we have a thing called,
Listen, if you can't handle the facts on here, bro, then
affirmative
then
action. What do you think affirmative action is about?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
affirmative action for hiring, and then they have government. You know how many incentives government granted incentives for corporations, and now they even get fined in some states if they don't have X amount of people of color. Doesn't have to be black, but just anybody who falls under that category. So they're being forced in like California. They can get fined. It's crazy. I mean, that's just, you want the best people for the job. You know what I mean? Not the fucking, it's just crazy.
Louis, what are you talking about? I'm reading your chat now. I've just read what you said. You're just saying, what am I talking about? You said, wow, Stu. Let me see what you said. Easy, Stu. No, hang on. Wow, Stu. Easy, bruh. Easy, Stu. What do you keep saying easy for, man? I'm talking about quota systems. It's there. I'm not fucking lying. If it weren't there, I wouldn't be talking about it. They're there, mate. And the women, and they're doing it with women now. That's my point. They were there for minorities and black people at first, and now the women are stepping in and taking over.
AOC just needs to be hate fucked. Just one time, some hood dude needs to just hate fuck her hard. Like facing the pillow, fucking foot. You know what I mean? Like go balls deep, and she'll just maybe fucking come around, realize, be a woman. Like she's just a lunatic, man.
Yeah, but that's like I said, the left's eating itself. Just calm down, Louis. Now, I didn't say you said I was lying. You kept saying easy because I was coming out with facts. You can't get upset on here, mate. Honestly, and that's just how it is. If anything, you should be worried that these women are taking these fucking jobs because they don't deserve to be there. Some of them.
I remember.
Who's better says Logan. Go on, Jimmy.
No, I was saying, I remember when women first got on. I'm old enough to remember when there were no woman cops. If they were administrative role. And I'll tell you, man, I know it's like kind of normal place now, but man, all the guys I knew back in the day in the 80s were furious because they would get to a call and shit. Like, get a 120-pound woman, like, fucking go up to kick the door. Or they can't, I mean, it's just, and then you find yourself, worrying about protecting her more than you're worried about dealing with your own shit. It's just, some roles are not meant to be.
That's why, Jimmy, I always had this rule. Even when I was a knucklehead on the streets, I don't fight with people that are going to hold me down. In other words, a woman or a guy who's not a street guy. Like, these were obvious things to me. Like, and can you imagine being a cop? Now you're a cop who has to protect people from, well, I'll be honest, guys like me when I was on the streets. Not in a low life way, but in the sense of, I was never afraid of confrontation.
You would do what you had to do to make money.
Yeah. I was willing. I was always willing to fight whoever. If instead of like now where I'll just walk away, if you want to give me a dirty look, I'll look back and be like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Product of your times, man.
Right.
Your environment and your times.
Exactly. But you can see that. I saw a woman one time, man. I saw this woman cop back, this was in the fucking in the 90s, in the early 90s. Her and this other guy make an arrest. This fucking kid is up against the wall. He just decides to turn around, hit her with a punch that knocked her out cold, and he took off. He just took off in the night. That was it. She was knocked out cold. And this was a teenager. The guy was like a teenager. You could tell. He's just, he had some size on him.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Is recognized gone?
Oh, I don't know. All of a sudden it went dead. I didn't know what was up. Oh, hey, did you hear Chavez Jr.? I guess Chavez Jr. said now he knows exactly what went wrong in his training. And he said by March he wants to be back in the ring. And he said he promises to
I want to see that
make
guy
an
again.
exciting fight.
What?
What?
See him again. Fuck
No, I know,
Chavez.
just kidding.
Yeah, I don't
was
want to see
totally
this
joking.
fight, man. I don't.
I was totally joking, man. Dude's a fucking clown show, man. I mean, how many fucking times he gets used to being a jerk off. Now, what was the final thing? Was it his nose or his hand? They were saying his hand on the night of the fight.
It could have been. He was looking for a way out.
But it wasn't even like Danny was fucking putting it on him. In fact, he probably landed some of the hottest shots. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you there? Right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
sorry.
we're
I
getting all kinds
replied
of-
to a text message I just got on my phone.
Oh.
Go ahead, Dewey. Take over.
No, I was saying, with Chavez, I just wanted to know if it was his nose or his hand. I'm really curious to see what he's actually trying to say. But now, does anybody think he was? I mean, he caught fucking Jacobs, so it could, and that's first time Jacobs fighting up around with somebody could hit his like that up at that weight. So I was shocked to see him quit, man, for a broken nose. Even with his track record, that was just crazy. It's like I'm done. It was just fucking nuts. Am I flying solo right now? I know
No,
you're
I'm
doing
in.
something, Stu. I know you're
No,
doing
I'm in.
something, but
Give me 20 seconds.
oh yeah, no, take your time, brother. Um,
So this is the thing. When you talk politics, people get upset too quickly. They take things the wrong way. That's what annoys me about talking politics. This is why I could never really have a show like that, because too many people get
yeah,
upset.
it's a shame though. It's just a waste of your knowledge, dude, because you really know what's going on, man, and you're you're passionate about it too.
People don't understand it. This is it. I mean, that quota shit system. Look, Louis going on. What I don't know what you mean. What like you just did, still. Just explain yourself. I don't know what you're on about. What are you crying about now? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't get where you're coming from. Honestly, you're not explaining yourself properly. Explain yourself. I wasn't crying. I was just explaining myself, telling me to go easy. When I'm telling you some facts, to go and tell the government to be easy for doing that shit. That's my point, and I don't agree with it. I agree that everyone should get a fair chance, and if that means a quota system, then so be it. But when there's women getting jobs, when there's jobs that like the Labour Party is saying they have to have a female leader next because they've never had one before.
I know.
Just get
Isn't
the
that
best person for the
ridiculous?
fucking job, man. Just get the
Well,
best person.
And they got the fucking media with so 100% complicit. And now think about it. The media, probably people in this fucking chat, people on Twitter, still referring to fucking president, we're still talking about bots and Russia. In the meantime, all those people responsible for that Russian hoax are about to be indicted. People
Guys,
about
can
to
you hear
get
me?
fucking arrested. Yes, sir.
Guys, all
Yeah,
right.
we can-
Well, we're gonna have to end the show now.
Yeah.
It's time to go home.
That's Justin Trudeau gave him a phone call.
Exactly. Listen, we can't talk about this shit. I'm in Canada, so. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us, and Stu, thank you a lot, man. You held the show for a few hours, man. I don't know how you did it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it for more than fucking 30 minutes, man. But
that's,
yeah.
Oh, well, that's it.
All right, gentlemen.
I'm out of here, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. You guys all be safe.
Yeah,
Ucho, when
thank
are we gonna throw a party at that fucking pad of yours?
Yeah, soon. Come down to Montreal, man.
Dude, I've been
I'll
up there
take
so
care of
many
you.
times. You'll be surprised. I'll be at your door, fool. All
I might not
All
be
right, no
allowed in
problem.
Canada.
No problem.
right, guys. We'll talk to you,
And
man. Peace.
all right, guys. Thank you, Stu, man. Thank you a lot, man. You're the best, man. Everybody else. All right, Stu, close the show. It's your show, man.
All right, man. Cool. Listen, thank you for having me on Butcher. Thank you to all the guys. Appreciate all the comments. You've helped me get through this. Recognize, respect, recognize. Always brings a lot to the show, so it's good to have him on. Obviously, Jimmy the same. Love having Jimmy on. Always got great stories to tell. I said, like I said, Logan Wall, thank you. Let's see the chat. Even the guy, Louis Javon, thank you to him. He's been all right. And he cried a bit at the end when I mentioned the quota system, but I had to time him out to give him a little break, let him calm down a bit. But even thanks to him, thanks to Sir Nickenton, the Fight Scout as always, Logan Wall, Foul Pole Boxing, Jonathan Murrison, Uncle Bant Apostrophe, SSB 28. I vote recognised to dog out AOC Reality's Voice. Thanks to him. Thanks to Saint Brit. We've got Grievous. Thanks to him. Well, Oliver Rushton. We went a bit. We went a bit political, only because the boxing was fucking dead. Let's be real. There's only so much you can talk about Charlo's win against Harrison and Dubar's destruction of the triad. Who else have we got? That's John Doe. Thanks to him. But yeah, that's about it. I can't scroll down anything. That's it. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Laters. Respect.
See ya.